Unintended. Concentrated current.
Sakura, is this how it all ends? You're 800 damage!
Oh my god! The second match changed with these domains.
Oh, that's really... No delays, no Sphere Karibos. Tez Levita goes into the field. Just takes it back.
Can they have a view bite? Huh? Honey, look at that. Honey? That dog needs to go.
Headphones in. Have you?
Love you too. Have fun.
Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are live with Duel Links Team Wars Season 7, Week number 4. Imagine me leaving a black screen up for like 3 minutes. Crazy. That was silly of me. Alright, so let's get on over here. We have, from Bricks and Potatoes, we have Andy Sang, Grucius, Luke Tyler, R. McMurphy, and Masarike. And then from Chillin' with Chilla, we have Ishitar, Drakmord, Levi's Son, Wayne Kinoff, and Pape Master. So we got ourselves a good stream. I'm also going to be joined by my good friend and potential lover, monkeyboy44. He's not quite here yet. What's a B lineup? Yeah, that's both these teams have brought their B squad. This should be a good match. If you guys want to take a look over in the info box, we have the scores for this week are BZ defeating Bless RNG 10-6, The Unforgiven defeating SEM 10-4. What a blowout! And then Abusement Park defeating Garuda 10-7. That's 2 wins in a row for Abusement Park, as far as I know. So congratulations to them. Luxa says it's Alpha Wayne time today. I'd definitely like to see a Wayne sweep. Let's see if he's packed those double Cristrons today, or if he's bringing some heat. Chilling with Chill, trying to get into the money. So just waiting on the starters to hit the tables. Looks like we're going to have Luke Tyler. He will be our bottom player. And I think that Ishitar is actually going to be our first player from Chilla with Chilla. So that's going to be my guess. I'm making assumptions now. Now, what a stacked matchup, though, man. I absolutely love the Bricks and Potatoes squad. Big fan of those players. Andy Sang, Grucius, Luke, McMurphy, and Master Reich. Always a pleasure to watch. And, of course, I'm a big fan of Wayne from Chilla with Chilla. I've casted games with Levi. Honestly, just the whole team always puts on a show. And I'm not afraid to really go out of their way to make an entertaining match as well. And everybody's entertaining people, which is absolutely wonderful. I think I mentioned that my friend Monkey Boy will be joining us shortly. Yo, Wower, what's good? There is Ishtar. And we are underway just like that. Let's hit that spectate button 45 times before Konami finally lets me watch. We got Crow Hogan versus Ishizu Ishtar. Are we starting out with level augmentation Shira New Eyes versus Dark Magician? Is that what's going to happen right now? Shiranui Squire. Do I see the best caster casting? Not yet, but he will be here shortly. Monkey Boy is on his way. Shiranui Spectral's Word being level augmentated by the Shiranui Squire and going to go straight into a level 10. Yo, Breasty Mario, what's good? The Sons of Ga. And 1 set, 2 sets in the back, and that's going to be the turn for Luke Tyler. So just starting us off with 1 set is Ishitar, T set, 3 set. So perhaps isn't going to be Dark Magician. I don't think I've ever seen them set a monster. Yo, Frieza, what is good? How you doing? Heinz K. Squeezy Mo from Beastie Mario. Set a rod? Bro. Bro. It's Lightsworn? 20 card Sealed Tombs Lightsworn? This man dropped another Squire. That's the second Squire. Luke got that APK. Also, I don't know if you guys have ever checked it out, but Luke Tyler has a YouTube channel. No, Dom. So Luke Tyler has a YouTube channel where he details his plays through commentary, and he shows you some really spicy decks, and his decision making is top tier, so I definitely think you guys should check that out, and hopefully he'll put on a good advert for us today. Alright, Spectral's Word going off in the graveyard, going to use one of those Squires, and second level 6 in a row. And we are going into the Revived King Hades. Monkey Boy's not here quite yet, Ulad. I think he's taking a poop or something. He also might just be watching the stream and just waiting to come in for the next match because he doesn't like to jump in mid-game.
Nope, I will shamelessly jump mid-game. Hello.
Oh, damn, look at that. The timing.
Right on cue, I know. Is this the ketchup guy?
This is indeed.
Oh my gosh, hello.
And I'll let you catch up with the game that's going on, am I right?
Ooh.
Nailed it.
You know, I want to catch up with the game, but I don't think I want to do what you meant, because that's disgusting.
I squared all over the place. So that was a Ritual Beast tamer Lara that was set. And my face is pretty much hers right now when I saw that thing flip up. Just, ooh.
I have never noticed that. That's a great face, actually.
Alright, calm down, you weep.
I
Don't
know.
do the lolly, okay?
I know. So I am grabbing a room ID real quick so I can watch this very exciting Ritual Beast game coming in.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, looking, you know, pretty solidly one way for now, although anything like an Elder plus a monster can start to turn things around, maybe, depending on some back row, and, you know, Elder coming out here.
I mean, Elder really demands respect. That's what I was taught as a kid.
You should respect your elders, that's very much true. Insightful words from Heinz Ketchum coming at you.
That's right. So you guys be nice to the egg.
Sure, well, he goes beyond an elder. That man is kept alive by miracles of science and wizardry.
He's the Elder's elder.
Yeah, no one's supposed to be that old.
I heard he's so old he lost his virginity to a druid.
If you imagine like the stereotypical like old village elder or like the oracle, that type of person is shocked that Egg is still alive.
Yeah, I heard the egg had to sacrifice his firstborn to a volcano. That's how old he is.
Well, so that's a common rumor, but Egg actually existed before volcanoes did.
Oh,
So,
I see.
yeah, there's a little bit of like a discrepancy in the timeline.
Oh.
A lot of people say that, but yeah,
I just
very much
assumed
not necessarily the
it
case.
took him that long to, you know, have a child. Just because of the
my gosh,
face,
Egg.
you know, with the trying to touch needle ceiling. After he Lancia'd! This man Lancia'd and he got hit with a needle ceiling so he can't even protect with the
Big.
Sun Zaga.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
This is cool.
That's very
Thanks
wild.
for the Lancia, dork. That's what he said.
I guess is why you should double down on also summoning Archfiend Skull, right?
And here we go, Ballista Squad. So this is gonna clear the whole board.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's Needle Ceiling is like it's not like the core of the deck, but it's definitely not an uncommon card to see in the deck. So I feel like you have to like very, very, very much play around it if your opponent has several back row and they're running something like Ritual Beast.
And he did have the Canahawk. And yeah, actually, I think I've seen it in both decks. Shiranui and Ritual Beast. I'm pretty sure Ritual Beast just dies, though. Considering he can't even banish a card at this point with Canahawk. And if we look at the graveyard of Luke here, it's about as broken as a graveyard could be. And he also gets hit with a Floodgate. He can't even do anything.
Oh my gosh.
Sealed Tomb's at least gonna save
does
his
Sealed
life.
Tombs? Now, Floodgate is good-ish here, but I mean, he can still fuse that off, right?
Yeah.
Fuse off, contact back into the field as well, or tag back into the field as well, and then start banishing again.
He definitely.
So it's a good
needs
card. It stuns, but
Another
we'll
one
see
of
how it
those
plays out.
lollies or old men. Double set. That must have
just
been
a
another
set.
beast.
yeah, it's not a window. Otherwise, he would have played it. So you can pretty safely, otherwise he probably would have fused out. So you can pretty much assume that it's a relatively safe thing to swing into.
Luz says double window. Interesting. Very interesting call.
Interesting, since we know one of them is not.
Yeah.
We've guaranteed info on the middle monster, but you know, could be pulling the old magical hats on us and switching up what that face down is, working in some TCG tricks.
Set a window in the back row.
Looking like he is going to go into another level 10 here. Get massive value, should be able to kill off both these monsters as long as he selects the right number of synchros to put back into his extra deck. And likely going to be game, since we can, again, likely assume that far set monster is not a window.
Oh, hold on. I'm actually getting a call from the Pokemon Company. They are calling in and actually saying Luke Tyler disqualified, not winning the game because of a contract dispute or a copyright dispute due to the Rapidash on the card art of Shiranui Sun Saga.
Very new development in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. Anyone who has used that card is banned.
Absolutely, just removed. They got Mind of the Planted, just deleted.
Yep.
Right, so
honestly, that is like the craziest. That's, in my mind, since it got released, has been one of the craziest skills. I mean, it's yet to be like super meta, but just in terms of what it does, there's like no real precedent for a card that just actually deletes cards from the game.
You know what I'd really like to see is what's that? Inferno Tempest? Is that the card you take 3k damage? It just banishes all the monsters from the deck and grave. Like, I just want to see that and just delete like 20 cards. Like, just snap them out of existence. Just Thanos snap them, you know?
Is that... I'm going to look it up, because I think you're right that it vanishes, but I don't remember exactly how it works or exactly what it vanishes. So when you take 3k or more, specifically battle damage from one attack, you can activate the card, remove all monsters in each player's deck and graveyard from play. So monsters are just gone.
That sounds incredible.
Neat. Super interactive.
Yeah, we got a Mako Tsunami coming in straight away off the bat. So, from Chillin' with Chilla, you have to expect Cristrons. We know that the main man on the team, the most famous member, is a world-renowned Crystron player.
That's true. Been playing them since before they were relevant.
They were always relevant.
They were always a deck. Relevant is maybe arguable, but they're certainly relevant right now. Probably one of the best decks.
That's it from monkeyboy44. Actually, you know what? I am probably just going to retire from Cristrons. I played in the weekly and I got pooped on, so...
Oh my gosh. You know, when you first fail,
sack decks
you gotta keep going.
Bro, I swear, this is like the first tournament that's not like an MCS that I haven't topped. And the only time I didn't top the MCS was that I lost on the bubble to 2-0.
Rip.
Yeah.
Big rip. Also, hello to some of our friends in chat. I've ignored some of the highs from you guys, but Rez in chat, and Decky in chat.
You also see Andy,
and hello to
who's
plenty
on the
more
roster.
friends.
And you gotta speak up for the next one. Hello, the Egg 69. How are you? Would you like a hard candy? There we go.
Speaking this language. Also, shout out to one of my older Duel Links friends, Jonesy, in here. Glad to see you. Older in terms of how long they've been playing Duel Links. Egg, of course, is my older Duel Links friend.
Yeah, of course. Also, you notice you ask Wayne, or ask Egg how he is, and he says, "Well, Wayne running 2, so 3 ain't bad." Doesn't even answer the question. Just completely misunderstood. Heard it wrong. Turn your hearing aids up.
He's gonna fight us one of these days.
I know.
I love how I think it was like 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, I made like a very kind of out of nowhere egg joke. Like, I haven't heard any egg jokes in quite a long time. And then now suddenly, like, you and me, and I think I've heard a few other people, like, start making them again. I, like, sort of unintentionally brought them back into commonplace conversation, so I'm sorry, Egg.
I remember you said something, and he just popped up in the chat, too. Like, hey, I heard you was talking shit.
Oh, no, because somebody pinged him. He goes, somebody just DM'd me because we're talking about me. Yeah, that was awesome.
Somebody faxed it over to the Egg, and when his dial-up went through, man, it was here.
That's what you gotta do.
No, I mean, he actually took a little bit of a hiatus, and he came back, and you know, he's an established figure in the community, so I definitely like the jokes as well. I think he appreciates them too.
Yeah, he knows it's all in good fun. Egg and I have been friends for a long while here in the game. But yeah, good to see him hanging out in chats and whatnot as he gets some time. Meanwhile, in this duel, no SSA showing up from Crystron yet. We do know the face down should be an impact since it was added previously. So basically just doing more regular kind of standard Crystron plays here of some of the basic synchros, but no kind of oppressive backup from like an SSA option. Sun Saga, obviously a really powerful monster to have on board, though not a ton of grave fuel. Kind of depends on the one card in hand as well, because he'll likely want to banish out the Squire first when it gets attacked, which will let him draw one, pitch one, so potentially fishing for better cards or continuing to set his grave up. Yeah, I don't know, just a little bit about the game state right now. We'll see kind of how it continues to play out, but likely some swings going to come in from Mako here soon.
And I do have a question in the chat. Who is that new sexy voice? So the new sexy voice that you're hearing probably isn't a new one to the mainstays of the stream for Team Wars, because he's probably my most used co-caster, used and abused, and all of that insight that you just heard is exactly the reason why, and is monkeyboy44.
Yo, welcome to the stream. But yeah, Heinz and I have been casting for a good bit now these last couple seasons. We definitely enjoy.
We're probably going on a year because you know, Poggin died, and Poggin was my mainstay before. And
true.
You know,
it probably has been about a year.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this. Apparently, you can actually die from male pattern baldness. So.
I know. He was the first ever documented case, but it was absolutely conclusively tied to that, which was crazy. Rip Poggin. Vera Lynn in the chat, I would counter with Vera Lynn and the Egg 69 as a potential better duo, but you know, who's to say?
Yo, Disturbia in the chat, what's good? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Did you hear my girlfriend crack up at the back too? The chat
I wasn't able to, no, but somebody mentioned it. Alright, so what have we got going on here? A Solitaire moving into the second level 2, kind of setting that up. Not a ton of value that you get off of that yet, at least. But potentially could use like a face down Ballista to sack that off and pop off something like a, you know, one of the back row, or if well timed, could hit the Citri on effect. Stopping a Synchro Summon, allowing Sun Saga to move in and remain in attack mode could be a play that happens here. Needle Sealing would also be a decently good card here, since he is able to protect with Sun Saga. Now Amatrix would float into another monster.
Probably the Citri that's still on the board. So,
yeah, most likely.
I do want to say a couple things. So, Bofty, so from the chat, Lemon Buns, they say hello. The chat says hello.
Hello.
There we go. And Monkey Boy says
hello
as well. And then, what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, yeah, 3,500 is actually quite... I was actually going to talk about the game for a second. So I was going to say 3,500, actually quite a problem for Crystrons to get over, especially with that Umi debuff. Really the only way to deal with it is to put it in defense and swing in with a Samurai Destroyer, or make that Quarian Gandrax. I suppose with the Sea Stealth attack variant as well, Bryanak, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, is also a mainstay in that extra deck, so another possibility there. Splishy Bell says, newbie here, what does floating mean? Floating is when a monster is destroyed or removed from the field and it replaces itself with either another copy of itself, another monster. Just basically, it's a 1-for-1. The Egg, yes, she is Lemon Buns 27 on Twitch. She doesn't stream, so stop looking. But she has casted a game with me in the past, and she's one of the Twitch Prime subs to the channel, or at least she was before she got mad at me.
I do remember that cast. We should, or you should make that happen again. Bring her back once a season or something.
Yeah, maybe. She has really deep game knowledge, and we're trying to float, but of course the Revive King Hades gonna say absolutely not. Negate the effects of effect monsters destroyed by battle with zombie-type monsters you control. And I know it doesn't look like it, but these Shiranuis, all dead. All of them. Dead.
All dead. Alright, so Impact and End phase to bring back a Smyger, also setting up Impact's protection to be used starting at this turn now. Can't be used the turn that it goes to the grave, but any turn after will protect a Crystron monster that is targeted by another effect. Can negate that. For anyone curious or keeping track, there are currently 2 Shiranui monsters in the grave of Luke Tyler, so should have 2 protects here.
Yeah, I do think that we're probably going to end up seeing the Bryanak. Yo, Kaylee, thank you for the follow. Bryanak will also be able to discard 2 as Smiger will get a search.
And for anyone curious on current grave setup, there are a good handful of Crystron monsters in grave. Solf is in there, a Thistvern, which can search out another monster. There's the green turtle in grave, so that could potentially summon something from hand.
We're actually going to go Quarian, so we're actually opting to go Quarian Gandrax. So the Smiger not going to replace itself here, but a Floodgate to stop it. Does he have a Lance? No.
Nope. That's the thing, is Shiranui is a very, very back row heavy deck. Most of their back row is also pretty solidly built out to hurt or hinder Crystrons. So it's always going to be really nerve-wracking making any kind of summons or commitments into Shiranui that do have back row.
And I know what the chat is thinking as well, Monkey Boy. They're thinking, but Heinz, Monkey Boy, how was he able to use that Floodgate trap hole on that poor little Ryan with an impact in the grave? He can't target it with card effects. No, you stupid chat! Floodgate doesn't target. Don't worry, I got your back, Monkey Boy. They were stupid.
Well, you know, it was clearly me who didn't know, so I'm glad you filled in the blank and blamed it on chat simultaneously.
Wower says nobody asked. I can read minds, Wower. Oh, Solitaire gonna bring back one of those tunas, I'm sure. No, he's not. He's bringing back a Squire? This man's nuts.
Interesting.
Yeah, luckily the chat is so stupid that reading their mind is something along the lines of reading a picture book. It's very, very easy. It's about takes the reading comprehension of something like the Hungry Caterpillar. It's really
I mean, they're all silver rank players in chat,
yeah,
so you know, reading them is decently easy if you're at least a gold rank player like myself.
No, Dom the Kid, you cannot time out anybody. I'm gonna take your sword away.
Dom always out here trying to cause a bit of trouble.
Oh, he's just...
keeping things interesting for us.
Greg's like, damn, I wish I could read.
Classic Yu-Gi-Oh players.
Oh, Justified, thank you for the follow.
Oh, good follow coming in. But no, I was going to say classic Yu-Gi-Oh players known for 2 things, which is not being able to read and not having girlfriends.
True.
Basically just bodies that sit there and drop cards on the field and hope one of us can convince the other of why we win.
Dom, I don't think you're allowed to say that. Jesus.
Spicy comment. Is it okay because he said it about it himself?
I don't know.
I don't think so. Kagami weighing in, saying no.
I gotta check my handbook.
Hazy God, I do remember when Cloudian was tier 0, and it's right now in this meta, and it always has been. Change my mind. Again, when I am playing my gold rank matches, I am dominating my opponents roughly 30% of the time with my Cloudian deck. Alright?
Fiendish Chain tying up that Citry.
That is a really big Fiendish Chain.
Take that, you naughty little machine lemon. Get all chained up. Another search denied by the Hades as the 3500 comes in, and Luke starting it with a quick 2-0, giving counterpick advantage to Bricks and Potatoes.
Yep, and that counterpick advantage is huge. That kind of has typically rippling effects throughout the rest of the war. As soon as you can get counterpick advantage, you know, ideally, as long as all choices are made correctly and players play right and there's not any super bad luck, you can potentially carry that advantage throughout kind of the rest of the war.
Tom the Kid saying something in the chat that historically hasn't been entirely true, but I understand what you're saying.
Wow, we're just bringing all the spice to the stream today.
Just say
We're 2 duels in, and I'm curious to see how many duels it takes us all to get banned.
just the TOS, the entire chat, just stream chat, Team Wars in general, the teams. Hey, the egg. That's not very nice of you, egg, crapping on your old schoolmates like that. So we have Levi coming in to take on Luke Tyler.
Egg, Joe Biden is younger than you, all right? You need to respect him. Don't bully and abuse somebody who's so much younger.
Ooh, balance activating here.
Okay, spicy, interesting. I'm here for it.
Yo,
Gonna
Sybil,
be honest.
thank you for the follow. Sorry, Monkey Boy, I cut you off.
No, I was gonna say I'm gonna be honest. I don't know of any deck that's like known for consistently running balance. So I was curious to see what this was. Looks like it's a balanced Sheeran Nui build.
What?
Which makes me. Oh no, I lied. It's not balanced Sheeran Nui. It's she's that's using balance. My apologies. I was gonna say I'm really curious what the spells are here.
It's
Okay.
it is Dark Magician,
Balanced
so
DM.
I thought I saw Wayne say something about balanced Dark Magician being trash at one point. Maybe I'm just making that up. I don't think I am. But it looks like WoW are saying that Levi always runs balanced Dark Magician, so he likes it.
Interesting. I mean, balance isn't the worst way to run the deck by any means, but I personally don't know if I feel like it does enough.
This is a build that was once popularized by Max K. By that I just mean Dark Magician in general. You have the Wonder Wand going up, going to draw 2 cards. And there's that circle.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the balanced Wonder Wand, Rod, and whatnot?
I'm torn. I think you can potentially open some mediocre hands just as often as you can open some good ones. Personally, I don't know if I necessarily feel like it adds or subtracts much to the deck. I think it's just different. But that being said, it almost, like, if you're not adding to your deck, you're almost not running a skill.
That's kind of true,
you know,
yeah. Definitely
take that for what it's worth.
And I feel like when I see Wonder Wand, I feel like it's like every white guy with a guitar, just like, anyway, here's Wonder Wand. You're my Wonder Wand.
That was gorgeous.
Thanks, man.
Can we put this match on hold and just get the full 3.5 minute rendition?
Oh, I don't know any other words to that song.
I don't know if I do either. But those are the important words, as well as the important way to introduce the song.
I feel, are there other words? Genuinely, all I know. And
Possibly.
one of them was incorrect. It was intentional.
Now, do we know, is there a common trap that he runs alongside navigation as well? Because, I mean, if you're running balance, you probably run 3 nav, 3 of another trap, so you likely open up either the nav or that alternative option. I don't know Levi's build well enough to be able to answer that, but it seems like some people in chat
might switch it up depending on the meta. The egg asking, dude, you should have been in Oasis. I was, but maybe that was just her dancer name.
It's his girlfriend's so clear in the back. That was amazing. I was kind of waiting for a response from her.
Another cameo there.
That was perfect. Also, hello, Cosmic Flare in chat. Thank you for the hi back to us. And yeah, it looks like a few people in chat, particularly Wower, is saying Mirror Wall is likely the other.
It's actually just Wower a bunch of times.
True.
Frieza saying he likes to run Mirror Wall.
Ooh, that's 2-1 versus the egg.
The egg saying Floodgate Trap Hole.
Interesting thing about Mirror Wall here is that it will show
Delays
constant
everything.
delays. So yeah, until you're able to check if there's specifically a damage step delay or not, which is kind of long after it matters, you're not able to actually tell if you're playing into a nav or a Mirror Wall.
Her saying Heaton with Hines.
Ooh, now gonna go into a level 10 here, which will be able to return, unfortunately, only one Synchro Monster, since the other Synchro Monster's on the field. But can do a non-targeting
Yeah,
pop
non-target
here.
destruction, very strong right here.
Yep. So he says, I don't give a heck if you have navigation, because you don't have a circle anymore to actually banish me.
Yeah.
You know, he's got zombies in the grave. He's got currently 2 Shiranui monsters and 1 other zombie that can be used for protects from Sun Saga. So allowing something like Archfiend Zombie Skull to crash into a Dark Magician if he does choose to summon one.
And there's the mirror wall. Wower.
There it is.
Incorrect.
Wow,
Is
God.
correct,
Hashtag
not
best
incorrect.
calls.
Best call award for season 7 goes to Wower.
Now, Mirrorwall being able to keep him alive, but certainly wounded, down to 1k. However, that does probably, or no, it's balanced, never mind. I'm going to say proc a skill, but this is a balance Shizu build.
Can you post long lyrics? Like, are you like posting like a Genius article, Dom? Like, what are we going here? Like, are you gonna literally post the entire Wonder Wall? Wait, he had Wonder Wall and Mirror Wall together. It's Wonder Wall.
Oh my gosh, I think we're onto something here.
Dude, my brain just expanded like a dark magic expanded.
I mean, 9 cards and no, no option is obviously unfortunate, but I mean, it is a, like a 3-card combo, 4 if you count the rod.
Yeah, I mean, Levi wasn't giving a, this was your best joke so far in Timor season, it was still just mediocre. Okay, ban Herbal! No.
Every mod ban him at once, please.
I was gonna say, it's not great advertising for Levi here for the balance, the balance community for Dark Magician. Like, we're at turn 4, and just now is he finally completing that Magician's Navigation combo.
Right. I mean, that's the pros and cons of balance, right? Is that you are guaranteed to open, a copy of each card type. However, typically most decks have certain cards within those card types that they really want to open, and certain cards that they really don't. So you're potentially guaranteeing that you open, or you're guaranteeing that you get usually like a 50-50 chance on actually opening the card you want to. Typically, balance is going to be run mostly in decks where like there are 2 different 3 of trap cards that you want, and there are 2 different 3 of spell cards that you want. That way you're at least opening like good cards, no matter what. But it gets a little bit riskier if there's like some blanks in your deck.
Yeah, I remember Geargia. That was a good balance.
Gear was wild. Throwback to Gears, yeah. Yeah, that was a balanced deck. You're pretty much happy what you open no matter what.
Remember Ty's Pulse Mines? Woo-wee.
Ties of the Brethren, drop 3 Gears monsters.
Click
Pulse
Island.
Mines for
Or-
guaranteed like ultimate defense.
You summon 2 Geargia monster, 1 Geargia monster, 1 Planet Pathfinder. Oh man, slap down that Necro Valley.
What?
Oh, you never did that?
Hindsight, I think you were running the deck long after it was relevant if you were able to drop a Necro Valley.
Okay, drop a zombie world? Whatever, man. Tribute summons happened back then.
Did they though? Because I don't think they did.
Wait. Oh, there's a Lancia. I was like,
Okay.
where?
Interesting. So wants to make sure he does not leave any really weak open monsters, as well as probably, I mean, if it's face down, it's going to be either Nav or Mirror Wall. We see here that it's Nav, either of which would potentially keep him safe.
And we have the 3rd Red Dark Magician come out, and Kaiku, the Ghost Destroyer. This is all in the draw phase, by the way. I'm half expecting a Ballista squad.
Yeah, so I was gonna say there's a kind of an interesting situation there, which is like if you do it in draw phase, you get the Kaiku and potentially disrupt, like some grave plays. However, you know you're dropping that card very early. Oh my gosh!
I'm actually a fan of this.
I mean that's game. He's got 2 level 2s in grave and can go into a bunch of options.
I mean, it was so well planned out by Luke there. So Floodgate would have flipped down the Kaiku, stopping the Sealed Tombs effect, meaning he would have just made a giant monster and swung, being this Shogun Saga. Or he hits that Needle Ceiling and does the exact same thing, and here comes Luke Tyler with a 3-0 early lead for Bricks and Potatoes.
Yep.
Just beautiful positioning and just a really nice 50-50 that says either way, no matter which one you pick, you lose.
Yeah, and I mean that was exactly like you said, of course, really well played by Luke, but worth mentioning is that really Dark Magician was kind of just too slow to get going there and was in a really tight spot. I mean, there was only one negate live in the grave. He basically had this weird decision where he had to either shotgun Nav right away, or if he would have waited until like battle phase to do it, he can only hit one monster, and Luke would have been able to put out multiple big monsters from grave synchros, and there were 2 back rows, so like there were 2 ways to push through, only 1 negate, so if both those back row were good, he was going to be able to find probably a winning play.
Alright, so we got Luke versus Levi. I did not see any indication that we are going to have a repeat.
Now, interesting to not, or at least potentially not, use a repeat here, specifically just because of how early in the war it is. Like, they clearly had all of their, they had 4 remaining players, which is the max amount you'll ever have when you're making a counter pick option. So they clearly sent in whatever they felt like the best deck was. And if that deck did lose, I'm curious what the deck paired with it is, that they felt like it wasn't worth burning a replay at that point.
Yeah, so and BC also pointing out that if he had chained the navigation to the sword in the graveyard, he would have not only dodged the Floodgate, but the Kaiku would have prevented the Spectral Sword from going off at all that turn. So Floodgate would have prevented, and then he has the 1 negate in the graveyard for the Needle Ceiling. So it wasn't just that balance just was too slow to get going. It was also that the timing was off on the activations.
Yeah, that's actually a really solid point.
I mean, in fairness, Beastie Mario is probably the 2nd best Dark Magician player in the entire community. And it's Heavy Starter Blackwings.
Okay.
So another consistency skill beating over the stun tech skills, like No Mortal or Sealed Tombs that are so common, or a...
or field spell skill.
Yeah, field spell skill, which I feel like is a consistency skill for Blackwings as well, increasing the searches from the Whirlwinds, and as well as the draw from the Pixie Dragon, or the search for the Ancient Fairy Dragon, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good point. I will say, like, I agree that I don't think like field or the exact skill for Blackwings is fully shaken out within the meta yet.
It is indeed Heavy Starter, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, it is Heavy Starter. But yeah, I think there are a lot of options that Blackwings can run for a skill right now, and they tweak their build a little bit based on those options. I don't know if there's really a like defined hard set best way to run it yet, though. Floodgate Trap Hole gonna flip down to level 1. Now the really huge thing about this is that typically you only run a single copy of a level 1. Oh, okay.
Well, he
drops a level 5.
Rocco the Don.
Yep. Which is a monster he likely runs because of the Heavy Starter skill.
Now, a fun fact, my legs look exactly like Sirocco the Don's legs.
Interesting. Questionable. But no, yeah, so that level 5 is interesting because it does actually open him back up to being able to make more plays, but typically a Floodgate on the level 1 shuts down pretty much any synchro options since level 6 can't really synchro with anything. So very fortunate of him to have that as a follow-up option.
The Jetstream, the blue sky?
Hello? I've never seen that Blackwing card in my life.
I have, because it's in like level 20 Crow or level 10 Crow.
I am legitimately not just saying that for like the shock value or the casting value or anything. I have legitimately never seen that Blackwing card in my life. Now, granted, I'm not a Blackwing player, so like take it with a grain of salt, but interesting. Is a hand trap.
Yeah, I mean, it stops your guy from being destroyed by battle. It's a bit like playing Xian's Squire in Six Sims.
Interesting.
So dealing a chunk of damage there at least. And now Sirocco does have a pretty crazy effect actually, and potentially could have been lethal if he just boosted that Bora up to absurd levels. But of course the Phoenix Chain would have prevented it regardless.
Yeah.
Herbal says set Emerald Turtle GG. I mean, I imagine there's a Cosmic somewhere.
Yeah. Now 700 life points in a Dream is going to use the level 2 to banish off the level 4 Solitaire to go into a level 6. Already has a 2 on field, but will likely be able to special summon another level 2 on field off of the Solitaire effect.
Yeah, it's really lethal already. Like.
Yep. Woo had calling me out on 4 CCs.
Big leak.
Big leak. Fun fact, Woo, the true story there is that I just literally clicked the wrong deck picture. A really old story, and we won't dive super deep into it, but yeah, it had like a run-in where it was like, hey, you're not running the deck that you submitted in a very old Meta Weekly, and I was running a completely legal deck the whole time. And the same deck the whole time. I just clicked the wrong picture, and it was like, well, crap. So, lost out on the weekly win back then.
Somehow it had 4 Cosmic Cyclones in it?
Well, yeah, so because I had clicked the wrong picture, so there were 2, it was like a main and a side deck, or I forget if it was a 2-deck, like, format or something. So yeah, somehow it shook out to having, like, 4 Cyclones, which obviously doesn't even make sense, but,
I see. So that is 4-0 from Luke Tyler, somehow defeating the heavy starter Blackwings with the Jetstream, the blue sky.
Yeah, well done.
But somehow, some way, Luke Tyler pulled out a win.
Yeah, very well done. Now, the amount of back row that Shiranui runs is very problematic to Blackwings.
Yeah, I honestly...
matchup.
I really would have thought that he would have went Dark Magician again, because Dark Magician has, historically, a good matchup versus back row decks.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, kind of like I said, I was surprised that they chose to not use a repeat. I'm not going to say it was a horrible decision. Like, Blackwing versus Shira can go either way, but I would take Shira over, or I would pick Shira in that matchup.
I would say that typically Blackwings would have a better matchup against Shiranui, if they were running the builds that have Necro Valley or Cosmic Cyclone. Not necessarily heavy starter, Cosmic Cyclones with Sealed Tombs or Necro Valley Turbos, but I don't know that I agree with having the heavy starter one with Jetstream the Blue Sky. It's not even a tuner monster.
Yeah, that is just kind of an odd pick. I mean, it's interesting that it's a hand trap. It has at least some value. It's searchable. Sometimes Blackwings hit a point in their searching and combos, especially when you have 2 whirlwinds and get one of those off Simoon that you do a lot of searching, and you can maybe just end up having to search a card you don't really need because you just get so many searches.
Yeah, I just feel like, how often are you really losing your Blackwings to battles?
That's a really good point.
They're getting banished against Dark Magician. Hawk Joe protects itself from battle; it just redirects attacks. Chidori has 5 million attack. The only thing is
Raikiri,
really,
maybe.
yeah,
I mean, if
Raikiri,
you're...
then just bring it back with Joe anyway. The deck runs
Yeah.
an Inherent Monster Reborn. I don't think that the battle destruction is something that you really need to be worrying about.
I agree. I mean, honestly, probably the most common battle scenario that, you know, Blackwings get into, that's like, I guess a little risky or a little, you know, not trending in a positive direction for them is Element Saber when they drop a Purg on you. And at that point, you lose either way. Like, you don't need to protect your monster. You need to,
It's just like,
you need to
you're
stop
better
the
off
attack.
with a regular Karibo.
Yeah,
So,
or especially a Sphere Karibo. Next in line is 28 card Element Saber from Greg himself.
"28 card, my monster card, Ritual Beasts." That would be interesting.
Ooh, let's see it one time. Or, you know what? This could be a perfect opportunity for. Is Lightsworn Lunalight.
Yo! Do you think they have it in them?
Big monsters potentially can't be popped by Raikiri, depending on which one you go into, you know?
It's true. I mean, he's up against Shiranui, but sure, yeah. The old Shiranui Raikiri the Rain Shower.
There it is. Bring BLS one time for Heinz.
Bro, lad, how do you know me so well?
Are we talking, is this a reference to your, like, your deck that used the older BLS cards and, like, Gateway and stuff? Or did you mess around with the newer mini box BLS stuff?
I've done both recently. I definitely, Wulad came through when I was playing I think it was a Neos Blackluster Soldier deck on stream one time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Neos Blackluster, interesting.
I mean, it's pretty cool, because you dump the 2000 defense guy, or whatever, it's like 0/0 maybe, and then he searches out the little knights, and then you have those, it's a +1 off Neos Fusion. And then you can synchro after. You got Cosmic Cyclones with your Master Fusion. It was really heavily inspired by Pro Circuit Scrub's BLS Neos list as well. We kind of worked on it together.
Nice.
It was a
Cool.
bit of fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this
Also,
is Porno.
speaking of Neos, I believe that we have had a structure deck drop since you and I have last co-casted. So, any thoughts on that?
That is absolutely true. Favorite hero is, well, you know what? It's actually, I have mixed feelings about favorite hero.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it's a really cool card. I like that it's, the closest thing we have to. I'll speak as a whole for the Neos deck. Neos has the only toolbox that we have in the game that is both a Foolish Burial and a Terraforming. So that's pretty cool. But favorite hero tilts me because as a Canadian, favorite is spelt wrong. So it's almost entirely impossible for me to search without my autocorrect going nuts.
It's very tough that you spell it wrong and have to, suffer the consequences of that since it is spelled correctly for those of us that are not Canadians.
Well, we don't.
Or most of the world.
Yeah. We use the British English, and you guys have merely adopted the English. I was born in it, molded by it.
As you know, the American spelling is correct, even if a majority of the rest of the world doesn't use it.
I didn't see an Imperial unit till I was already a man.
Fair. What do we have going on here, though? We've got some Cyber Dragons coming in versus Shiranui.
Yeah, he's going for a big board here already. A potential Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon that could pop back row, or we have a potential Cyber End Dragon.
Yeah, I mean, he could be in a pretty tough spot here. It really depends on what this back row is. Like, if he's debating, like, for instance, like a Needle Sealing does nothing here, because you can destroy the monsters, right, but they can still fuse out from Grave. Or, I mean, if he's got Flood or Fiendish Chain, those are both going to be really good in this situation. Ballista maybe not. Well, Ballista actually still would be good because he'll be able to chain and pop. Guess we'll see. There's a big think going on here.
Yeah, do you think this is a think from Luke Tyler or a think from Drakmor deciding what fusion he wants to use right now?
Honestly, I can't tell. I'm almost wondering if he's debating if he should... If it's from Drakmor, my guess is he's debating if he should leave a monster on board, if he has another option like in hand to fuse out from or something, maybe, possibly. Or it could be Luke Tyler who's got like some, you know, semi-awkward back row and he's like, how can I try to survive this?
Drizzy in the chat saying they can't fuse from the grave, which is correct. There are no monsters in the graveyard. Now, there's also, Sham also said we might have just disconnected, but I don't think both of us would have disconnected.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Nope, going through. Yeah, I was gonna say, cause yeah, I'm stuck on my end as well.
And it
goes into Cyber End.
Well, let's get a nice thick animation. It's over
Extremely
for you.
thick. Also, Prisma Cyber End.
Oh, really? I didn't even get to see it yet. I'm still watching the animation.
Okay. Great animation for what it's worth, but yeah.
Straight into a floodgate triple.
Straight into a floodgate.
Would it even be a Luke Tyler deck if there wasn't triple floodgate in it?
You know, honestly, I'm surprised that Luke has not been running much for balance decks lately. Typically, balance is like my would it be a Luke Tyler deck if there's not X in it.
Well, his second deck is balanced DDD, so don't speak too soon.
It could be.
Or Geminis, actually. He's a big balanced Geminis fan.
He is. Luke was like the original like person who piloted to success several times. Balanced Geminis.
You did recently bring up that structure deck, and you know, Hero Beat is actually Gemini Hero Beat is actually a deck that we can play in Duel Links now, and I think that Luke is a big fan. Although I did see something about Luke stealing the deck from Max K in the Gemini channel. I don't know.
I have no idea. Possibly. Got me in chat 0-1, but he got the mat.
Max K created the universe.
True. Facts.
Resolute saying, if Luke's back deck isn't Gemini's, then we riding.
You know, as much as Luke is known for finding success with kind of like non-tiered meta or non-tiered decks, I know B&P well enough to know that they probably didn't let him bring any to a war, unfortunately. So we might have to riot.
And we have a lot of Shiranui plays here from Luke Tyler. And, you know, this is one of those things from Luke. He has such a good grasp on positioning, and he knows the deck so well. And I think with, you know, really dynamic synchro plays is really where he shines. So Shiranui just seems like a perfect deck for a player like him.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, Luke is a super good player. Like, he is good on the deck building front, which has been shown by him, like, typically completely building from scratch his own, you know, decks that are not even always necessarily, like, tiered or don't always have, like, a big team working on them or a big collective of people trying to figure out the best way to run it. But then Luke is also known for executing just, like, super well.
And executing players, Drakmor forced to just scoop.
Yeah, can we maybe acknowledge how good of a run Luke is on right now? Like 5-0 is a huge lead for your team to get.
And I mean, Chilla with Chilla is one of the OG teams, are they not?
Yes, I want to say
like first two or something.
Minimum season 2. I can't remember if they were a season 1 team or not.
I thought they were like one of the first 2 teams ever.
Oh no, they were. Yeah. Yep, they were. Yep, and they piloted. That is correct.
No, I'm not really great on my Timor's ancient history, so I'm happy to have you around. But I haven't been able to translate the ancient tomes, so Duel Links historian is not my title.
That's fair. I know most of the season, or most everything about most of the seasons pretty well, except for season 1, which unfortunately I was not a part of yet. Season 1 was probably when I was learning how to be a competitive player, but probably not quite there yet. Did you, question for you, did you learn Yu-Gi-Oh! Predominantly from Duel Links, or were you like a TCG guy at all?
I knew Yu-Gi-Oh! From TCG way back when,
Right.
but I wasn't like an advanced player by any means.
Yeah.
So a lot of the more, I would say, technical rulings I learned from Duel Links, and just research, I guess. Just looking it up to make sure I knew what was going on.
Yep. I have a very similar story. I played the card game with literally one friend. We would just play back and forth when we were elementary and middle school and stuff. But I had absolutely no knowledge of actual deck building, or that you would want to run 3-ofs for consistency. I knew and learned what a chain link was and how to think about and visualize those from some of the Game Boy video games, which were awesome. But yeah, I didn't really learn how to actually competitively play until Duel Links, and a handful of months into Duel Links at that.
I would say that's very, very similar to my experience as well.
Yeah.
And so we have 2 Cosmic Cyclones going off, and the Cyber Dragon core. So it's already looking pretty good here for Drakmord, I would say. After one of the first slow starts from Luke that we've seen. I mean,
yeah.
We did see one Needle Sealing get banished, but what are the chances that there's a second?
I mean, could be a thing, could happen. Okay, sets 1, likely to be able to test and check delays. Interesting detail about Cyber Style is that it places the Proto Cyber Dragons on the field and does not summon them, which means one thing, or it means something for each player. For the opposing player, it means that when your opponent does it, you are not able to respond in any way. And for you, when you do it, you're not going to be able to test and check delays. So it doesn't count as having summoned that monster. There's no response window, so you can't actually tell if there's a Needle Sealing.
Windows.
Ooh.
Finest Chain.
Fiendish Chain. Unless he has a way to OTK this turn, which he very likely and clearly does not. He will not attack that level 2.
Because the Cyber Fusion says only the Rampage Dragon could swing, and Proto Cyber Dragon, obviously not a Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon that was Fusion summoned. And on top of that, the Fiendish Chain stopping the Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. I forgot that effect restricted him, but even if that effect wasn't there, he wouldn't want to swing with Proto, just because
Instant
dumping level 2 into the grave, yeah, is the
game
way.
over Proto. But there we go, Cybernetic Overflow.
Cybernetic Overflow.
Now this is a potential Quarian Gandrax with a Sphere Karibo normal summon next turn. Just saying.
I'm trying to mentally process those cards right now. I'm not sure if that's a potential situation, but in theory.
Well, because the two tuners that equal level 8, so level 1, and you're not just gonna play random level 1s in Shiranui, so Sphere Karibo makes the most sense.
Again, in theory it's a possibility, but if all those cards are actually in the deck, I think is maybe the bigger question there. But so we do see a single pop here. Luke Tyler did have to commit to level log early in order to be able to try and make the play he wanted to. So that's unfortunate, is that he burns his level log.
Imagine how wild it would be, though, if level Og carried over to the graveyard.
That would be interesting, actually. There's part of me is like, well, that's just not how cards work. But then also, like, level log is a skill, and skills have had some kind of unprecedented effects in Yu-Gi-Oh! Relative to, like, what was, possible and how mechanics worked in the TCG. So you never know.
A good example of that would be literally the skill that we are seeing played in this matchup right now with Cyberstyle. Remember how good that was when it first came out?
Yeah. Well, again, one of the biggest things, or one of the biggest and probably more interesting benefits, is that piece I mentioned where it places the cards versus summoning, which means, again, there's no response window. So, like, you can safely drop what used to be, like, Tribute Summon fodder, or now is more so just Cyber Dragon fodder. But with no response window there. And
Wrestling saying as well in the chat, you notice that Luke Tyler ripped a Squire one turn and a Solitaire the next. And,
what a mad lad.
I mean, how do you get through the Sun Saga if you're Cyber Dragons? Like, look at how many cards are in that graveyard right now. All of them with the name Shiranui, save the one Fiendish Chain.
Yeah, see, that's kind of the thing, is that you mostly don't. Although, if you are somehow able to get to a Cyber End, then that's a little more interesting, because you can pierce over that 0 defense. But that's kind of your only hope.
Well, I think Luke has top decked enough monsters for one day, and we're about to see a back row set.
Which is also an ideal top deck at this point.
It is, yeah. I mean,
at this point, you don't want to see any more monsters.
Dragon is going to be so hard for Drakmord at this point without Cyberstyle.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly didn't say that to imply that it was a likely scenario, but it is probably his only win con at this point.
I'm actually starting to think that Luke probably did manage to pull a monster. Oh, it was Kazuki.
Mm-hmm.
But he has 2 top decks this turn.
Goes into a level 8. Still extremely well protected. Currently 3 Shiras in grave. Oh, and has the opportunity to go into the second level 10.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's got to be good GG right there.
Yeah,
a good
just wipe things.
Chat mentioning concentrating current, and I'm just trying to think about how if you're playing Shiranui, maybe it's best to use concentrating current as your semi-limited.
In Shiranui. The deck known for monsters with,
0 defense and no plays without a tuner. Yeah. Alright, Luke Tyler 6-0 versus Chillin' with Chilla here.
Yo, Luke Tyler is putting in massive work to break our only casting games 10-8 streak.
That is absolutely true. Now, you want to know
this
something
could
else?
Potentially... Go ahead.
So, there's only one other deck that has ever gone 10-0 in a regular season Team Wars game. Now, Luke Tyler, I'm saying this prematurely, 6-0, we're not quite there yet. But, if he can make it, if he could do the full 10-0 sweep, he will be the second player ever in Team Wars to get a 10-0 in regular season. And both decks will have been zombie decks with 0 defense most of the time, and both of them will have been with the same deck expert in DLM. So that's kind of an interesting thing, Reseline is an expert for vampires and Shiranui.
Ooh, true. Reseline is the link.
Yeah. So basically what I'm saying is, if Luke Tyler has any success today with getting a 10-0, really, it's because Reseline taught him everything he knows.
Absolutely. Clear fact.
It's indisputable, because there's only one thing in common between these 2 decks.
Rest. Yep, first was Shao's with vampires. That was probably 3 seasons ago now? 3 or 4, I forget. But yeah. That was a long while back, but was a huge run.
Reseline says the best defense is to shoot your opponent. No, sorry, is an offense. Strong offense. Without saying, Heinz, why you bring that up? You're on Pharaohs, you monkey. No, I didn't say who it was against. I just said it happened in the past. It's ancient history. That was so long ago. It's water under the bridge. Save me.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about those parts of the story.
Yeah,
just that it happened.
Gloss over the details. Anyway, so we still have Wayne and Pape Master coming through for chillin' with Chilla.
Yeah, Wayne looking like Wayne and Pape are both they want to win this, gonna have to throw the team on their back. Unfortunately, things are just not panning out for chillin' with Chilla. Also, since we have some downtime, I believe Drax's stats unfortunately need to be updated to an 0-2.
This is absolutely true. This is the attention to detail I keep you around for. This is why you get paid the big bucks to be in that co-casting chair.
Exactly.
And by chair,
all $0 coming at you.
I mean my lap.
True. Thank you. Luke Tyler's as well should be updated.
Okay, I'm actually, I clicked on that. I was hoping to beat you to it, but
dang.
Here we are. So a clean 6-0 score for Luke Tyler.
Yeah, Luke is just
6
running
wins
through this team.
is actually not enough to get Player of the Week, even if somebody else gets like 4 or 5. So really, Luke has to do a little bit of extra work here if he wants to go for that Player of the Week.
You know, I'd guess that Luke certainly intends to as well. At this point, when you are 6-0 versus a team, whether it's, you know, early game right off the bat, whether it's later into the war, whatever it be, you really start carrying, like, there's just this, you know, outside force in Duel Links, or probably most any competitive thing, like momentum. And you just really start to have a lot of momentum behind you to where, like, you're playing well, you're in the zone, you're growing more and more confident versus kind of each of your opponents. The more you keep winning, other opponents start to get a little bit nervous. You know, they're staring down, there's 2 people staring down a full 5-man lineup at this point. You know, subtle things just start to work more and more in your favor as you keep winning.
Now, speaking of winning, it looks like Hero's going first here for Pape Master. Even has the Koga structure deck mat and sleeves. Also, I just want to point it. I was teasing Xerix in the chat because I saw him in there. That's what that one remark was about. But then he hasn't said anything since, so I'm pretty sure he's searching frantically for an unsubscribe button. Please, Xerix, come back. I love you. Just kidding.
Please.
How do you feel about Heroes as a deck? Do you think Koga influences it?
No. I think Heroes as a deck overall, like more standard Heroes we've been seeing for the last month or two, is a really solid deck that can potentially run away with a bunch of games and, you know, a tournament, a team wars, a clan war setting, whatever it be. I think the new structure deck did not really release anything that wasn't kind of win more or didn't add anything that was already something that like another deck did.
So
like,
you're saying
you're
not a fan of the form change Koga?
I mean, not based on anything I've seen yet. I guess there could be something out there I'm less familiar with. But no, I don't think it's any of the Koga stuff is super meta relevant as of now.
It's kind of a bummer. I mean, Koga is such a strong card on its own. I understand what you mean, though, because it takes so much to set it up. I mean, having that one of form change, it's only really searchable by Anki, which means you need to search in after you get a destruction by battle.
Yeah.
If we had, what's that, the one guy? Is it Shadow Mist? Is that the one? The one that
I'm
searches
drawing a blank on Shadow Mist.
Change spell?
I can do a quick check for you real quick while we're
Well, that would be lovely.
watching this setup.
I'm pretty sure there's some dark hero that searches change quick play spells, something like that. And I think that would be cool, because then you'd be able to you know, use it with your other cards. You'd be able to make an Anki with it immediately, or, you know, search out a form change real quick, since we only have the one of. That might make it a little bit quicker, a little bit more. What the heck? Banish the dump. What the heck?
Hello?
Dude, what now?
Why?
It's like, draw 2? Nah, fuck that. I don't want this shit.
Why? I don't like. Why is that your send if you're gonna search? I just don't like there. Unless your hand, which it clearly isn't, unless your hand is like 3. I don't know what your hand would have to be, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. You know, the game's got a long way to go before it's over, I think. But that's an interesting choice to me.
I guess
That's
if
like
your
the
hand is like 3 Ferris, I feel like you would probably want to send Ferris, though, is more so my point.
I would think.
If you're gonna banish at least. Or like another Vion. I don't know, man. Now, tons of back row at the very least, so maybe can either right here as we see snipe off some back row or potentially dodge some back row with mass change.
You
but
almost have to suspect that there's more than one Cosmic there. I mean, it's just the... You know, the be all end all here.
like no.
No, I guess not. But, you know, that means that very likely we're going to be seeing some change quick play spells, which I think is basically game as long as he doesn't overcommit, right?
I would think. We'll kind of see. Now, one of the back row, okay, so one was a bluff poly. The other, I would guess, is probably going to be a change quick play. Could be a Tretch, though, is a one of.
2 Destiny
Is a
Hero
possibility.
Malicious in the
Oh,
hand.
my lord. Now, 2 Malicious is not ideal, but does not change the fact that you could still send a Ferris. I guess his logic here, though, based on that info, was that, you know, he was like, hey, I'm probably not going to be super likely to be able to dump these Malicious too easily, which means the draw 2 off Celestial is not going to be super easy. I want to top deck into a Ferris rather than reduce my chances of getting it. I don't know.
Neg says send Plasma because it's your worst draw. Perhaps he's just not playing it. I would say, too, like, if you do have Malicious in your hand, you have Vion, which is gonna drop.
It should be able to put them to grave, yeah.
Yeah, like, you can easily fuse literally that turn. I don't know. Maybe it was just an oversight. Maybe he just thought, like, oh, you know, Celestial will be great when I fuse these things. And then he's like, oh, wait, I need to banish this to search. Maybe that's
Honestly,
all it was.
I think it's kind of a mix of what both of us said. I think it's really that he was trying to maximize his Ferris chances to draw. He probably, maybe, I guess, only runs 1 Vion. Meaning he would probably run a Tretch.
That's lethal.
And
right?
then, so he... No?
Are you sure? Pretty sure that's lethal.
Oh, yeah. From Shira, yeah.
Wayne is a masochist for staying on Chilla with Chilla and going 8-2 and still losing. That's what I think.
Yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, no, just, again, trying to think back to that play. I'm gonna guess he doesn't run another Violence, so couldn't send that. He had 2 Malicious, so he couldn't send that, and he really wanted to be able to top into a Ferris. Because even if you can fuse off the Malicious, that means you were sending something that wasn't Celestial, which means that basically you don't have Celestial engraved for the draw anyway. So I think it was probably a bad situation, him trying to make the best of it. And also, he probably doesn't run, what's it called? Plasma. But, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. It's just me trying to justify kind of what happened.
And there's that reduction. This is what I was saying was lethal. So the Samurai Saga reduce, he's down to 3,000 from the Cosmic Cyclone. 3,200 over the Lone Adoration. And
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, you were totally correct about that. I thought at first you meant that he should have had, or that Pape should have had lethal with heroes, and I was like, I don't think so.
Not, no. Never had a chance. He's playing against Lutava. No, I'm just kidding. But I was thinking you're quite the Shiranui player, right? You play it fairly often. I remember you recently topping Meta Weekly within the last couple weeks using the Shiranui Eyes.
Yeah, using an invoked Shiranui build specifically. But yeah, I messed around with both Pure and Invoked a bit, or quite a bit lately. So I do know those decently well. Pape coming back on table. Don't think this is a repeat.
Yeah, I should probably check the channel now that you mention it. But it looks like
I'm
it's
checking.
not
There's
going
nothing
to
in there
be.
yet. Yeah.
I mean, 3,500. Just you really need adoration to get through that if you're heroes. I did see a spectate button pop up briefly and then it disappeared. I don't know if that happened for you as well.
I wasn't paying like perfect attention. Oh,
yes.
nope. Here we go. I was gonna say I've been like glancing back and forth between that and chat, but like I could have missed it.
So Resline's saying that Luke Tyler is actually just being greedy. Wait. I'm seeing Atlas. Okay, it is a repeat. It's Aster, not Atlas. Atlas is the blonde guy.
Stade King with a spicy commitment in chat for you. Not for you, but for anybody who's interested. Oh, this is a repeat.
Wayne's Henno, let's go. Is that the one you're talking about? I cut my... Oh! Ooh.
Yeah. I was just say the next one.
Mine was done when I was born.
I think he's intending on taking a little more off the top than you probably had, though.
Oh! Are you sure? Because there's not much left of mine from what I get a lot of complaints.
So we do see a repeat coming in here. Hero's going to try and run it back again. At this point, they're probably getting to a point where like they only have a couple players left. They're running out of, they've already sent their ideal options to send versus Shira, and now they're just kind of sending what they can.
Yeah, just like thank you, Lucky Stars, and just pull those leggings up real tight, hoist those leggings up into your vulva, and try to just sack them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get you. And then we do see a Ferris opening, going second, which is pretty chill for heroes.
Are you saying that because he's on chilling with Chilla?
Maybe. Now, super interesting to note is that this Sun Saga was summoned in defense, which is just weird to me.
Well, I would say it's probably to avoid a thick Trinity clap.
Trinity.
Because 3 hits from a Trinity does kill you. Obviously, you
It
could
does.
just let it go.
I guess, yeah, with him having minimal back row, he's basically just hoping there's no Cyclone, in which case he's fine, but wanting kind of a contingency plan, because his opponent would Cyclone, presumably first thing, and find out pretty quick whether or not, he could follow up with a Trinity player, would want to follow up with a Trinity player or not. No Trinity play, though, just going to swing in with these weak monsters. This is the downside of having to go Sun Saga into defense.
Yeah, it really forces those Shara New Eyes. Here goes Squire effect. Now, there is something here. He does have a Gazuki in the hand. He did reveal it. So we could have seen, theoretically, a summon from the hand, which would have been another body on board.
Yep.
But,
Jumps to level 2 instead, though.
It's another body block there. Imagine if both of those cards in hand are mask changes right now.
It's entirely possible. And not going to be super ideal either way. Bottom line here is that Luke, unfortunately, just really didn't open enough back row.
Well, that's the thing, though, too, is, Luke can really... he has to take a 50-50 here, right? So he either does one of two things. He either lets this Sun Saga go down on the Ferris attack and banish only one of these Spectral Swords, and then leaves the other one in the graveyard for use later, or he says, no, I think you have 2 mask changes, and takes the Ferris hit as well. And 2 mask changes gain no matter what, right? So I would say that he really has to only take the 1 hit and let it go down. And then if there's mask change means that he will not give him a search if there's only 1 mask change, right?
That would be correct, yeah. So, yeah, either way, kind of the bottom line is that he needs a level 2 engrave to even be able to make plays. Like, basically period. You can only run 2 level 2s. We probably would have seen a level 3 by now, and even if he ran it, it wouldn't be a super good option to go into. If he banishes both level 2s, like, he just can't make plays anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what Pape is trying to push through for right now.
Yeah.
I think if he has a second mask change or even a form change at this point, it's basically game. I think that there's just really nothing Luke can do about that. And he is going to go in with the Anki right now. And this forces the other tuner as well. I think this is a solid piece of positioning here from Pape Master.
Yeah.
Putting Luke in a position where he's forced to take both of those tuners at a
too,
game.
yeah. Yep, because Ferris is still not attacked yet, so if he lost the level 10 here, then Ferris would attack, and that there he would have dropped a match change for that Anki to swing in.
Yeah, so very, very nice play from Pape Master there, forcing all the resources out of the graveyard for Luke Tyler. Knows part of his hand and, you know, potentially another part of his hand as well, based on delays. So,
Yeah, I mean, at this point, this is really just I don't know that there's a way for Luke to win. Like, his level 2s are gone. There's no... Well...
No, there's definitely a way.
Okay, there is a way. I stand corrected.
He needs a very specific set of cards, and I think with
An
double
extremely
set,
specific setup, yeah.
double set not ideal here for him, for sure. I would say he definitely wanted another zombie in the hand.
Yeah.
And, you know, like these guys say in the chat, Needle Sealing would be absolutely perfect here for him. Non-target destruction, complete board wipe, a lot of resources down, but he also loses his Gazuki, which he really wants available to banish that Solitaire.
I mean, that's the thing, is like, Needle Sealing is cool, it's neat here, but like, you wipe your opponent's board, most of your Shiranui monsters, like probably over half at this point, or roughly half, are already out of play or engraved or whatever it be if he does Needle Sealing, so like his options to top deck into monsters are extremely limited.
Yeah,
You're just going to be...
I was actually just about to say the exact same thing that Max said in the chat, is if he had Sealing, he probably wouldn't have gotten greedy and milled that Solitaire right away. He would have set the Gazuki, so he would have had it for follow-up later.
Yeah, that too. Also, the other half of that is Pape's board, which is that he does have a Celestial Engrave. So even if you do Needle Sealing, like, your opponent will be able to draw into more resources on their next turn. There's no way, if Luke were to Needle Sealing here, that he would be able to OTK this upcoming turn. So, like, heroes can just recover better in this situation as well. It's just going to be a really, really tough situation.
Floodgate Trample.
Floodgate. I'm wondering if maybe it's a Ballista.
You know, I'm thinking either Ballista or Fiendish Chain here is extremely good for Luke.
Chain as well, yeah.
It's Fiendish Chain! Oh my gosh, he has exactly what he
Good
needs
read.
here. As the Vision Hero Ferris does not have the juice to swing over that Gazook.
Now what he really, really wants here is to rip into any zombie monster. Any of them will do.
And there's no second Destiny Hero in the grave for Luke, and he also, or sorry, for Pape. And Vision Hero Vion did go to the graveyard from the hand, so it might actually prove to be difficult for Pape Master to get that draw 2 that he's going to desperately need if Luke really starts popping off here.
Yeah, that is true.
Popping
Curious to
off.
see what Luke draws. Yeah, this is, I mean, obviously, this duel's been in Pape's favor the whole time, but Luke's certainly not going down without a fight. Trying to still see what he can do here, see how he can survive. I mean, he hasn't even taken damage yet, so... Though he's certainly down in card advantage, he is surviving.
And wisely, Luke, not attacking in, could clear that Ferris, but wisely does not, as it would bring back an increase from the graveyard to the spell and trap card zone, so Pape could get the cards that he desperately wants, even tributing off the floodgated monster. Right now, he basically has to top deck a Plasma or a Mask Change, probably doesn't even run a second Polymerization, maybe has Master of Fusion, but the only way to trigger that is to get Cosmic Cyclone, which means he has no card in hand to switcheroo for that Polymerization.
Yeah. Though, that being said, if he does have Cyclone, he can hit the chain. Oh, hard tributes into a Malicious, which does open up Celestial Draw.
Do you think he suicides? I think he does.
Or chooses to not Celestial Draw. Okay. Doesn't have any.
Well, it doesn't have any Destiny Heroes in the grave.
Yep, doesn't have any Destiny Heroes in grave. Okay.
And this
It's a large grave, but it's all vision.
well played here from Pape Master, putting the increase into the spell and trap card zone on his own, and putting that malicious in the grave.
Yeah, applying some heavy pressure here now to Luke, who's really hoping that he tops into a zombie monster here, or at least another highly oppressive back row if possible.
Oh, just passes
Interesting.
over.
Now doesn't set, doesn't do any kind of
That's
knots or
Stratos
something
top
plays.
deck is a big deal.
That's a huge top deck.
Needle Sealing. Okay, now
Needle
if he
Sealing?
did rip up Zombie Monster, this was actually a really good play from Luke once again. Increase going to use its effect here, but due to the new ruling changes, this is not going to special summon a Vision Hero from the deck.
No, correct.
Do we have it? Kazuki's effect is going off. Luke is a
Oh
god.
my god, it's happening.
But we do have a Celestial draw. Normal summon has been committed,
No.
though.
We don't have a. Oh, we do have Malicious as a Destiny Hero. Okay, yep, correct. I was gonna say for a second I thought there wasn't a Destiny Hero still, but he attributed over the Malicious is why I wasn't.
Yeah, this is that scary spot too, because you could top deck into the Malicious, and Malicious is the only thing that you could put on the board right now that gives you a body block or mask change target.
Yep. Oh my gosh, has his tuners live again though? Has
This is the most adversity we've seen from Luke thus far, and it looks like he is about to take it back.
actually wait, he had to banish that Malicious, so there was no way he was gonna get a summon.
He had to banish
Because
it
that
to
was
get
the
a
only
draw.
Destiny Hero.
That's what I'm
to get
saying.
a draw,
It was such a rock and a hard place scenario,
Yeah.
because he either draws or and gets no target, gets a mask change with no target, or he gets a target with no mask change.
Yep. Playing it extra safe here, which is to say playing around Treacherous.
And here comes Increase once again.
Or no, actually I lied, not playing around Treacherous. The level 2 was only sent this turn. Never mind.
He's playing around Treacherous in the future.
Yeah, in theory. Likely now to continue playing around Treacherous, he will go into Archfiend Zombie Skull. Assuming he runs it. Have we seen it yet?
No, I think he's got Hades and then 2 Sun Saga. I don't think he has room. I think we've seen his entire action
No,
at this point.
he would still have room for one more unless he's running 2 level 8s as well.
Samurai. Hottest,
You run 3 6s, 2 level 10s,
yeah,
and
you're
1
right.
level 8 is standard, unless he runs 2 level 8s.
There it is. Archfiend Zombie Skull.
There it is.
So now we've officially seen his entire extra deck, and that
Yeah.
game, that is 8-0 for Luke Tyler in a game that it looked like he had no hope. He pulled
That
through
was-
like
that
an
was wild.
absolute god.
Yeah, you can't say all these have been gifted to Luke, because they absolutely have not. There's definitely some hands where he has opened better than his opponent, or has won the coin flip, or whatever it be. But like that right there is a huge example of, not every single duel by any means being served up on a silver platter or anything like that.
And I get to officially put 8-0 on Luke Tyler's board.
This is wild. This could be a 10-0. Although, there's some people in chat making an interesting point, which is that there is still a second opportunity for a 10-0, which could be Wayne with the even more crazy reverse sweep.
I would probably lose my mind.
Yeah.
And you know what? The thing is the chances are nearing 100% that Wayne ends up with a 10-0, because we do not have games that do any worse than 10-8 scores.
That's true. We refuse to have it happen. So, Wayne, help us keep the streak going, man.
I'm too young to lose Monkey Boy right now.
Strictly for the A, for the streak, and B, for just the hype value of the stream.
No pressure.
Let's let's at least make it an 8-8, and then you can start losing a few duels, maybe,
A few.
or you can sweep.
All right, we got Luke Tyler versus Alpha Wayne. Wayne Knopf. Big Brain Wayne.
I mean, here's what I'm gonna say: is if there is a player on this team that can do it, is absolutely Wayne. Like, he is the anchor that you want in this situation. You know, he is definitely a star player on this team. There are certainly other good players on Chillin' with Sheila, but in my opinion, at least, Wayne's probably the one with the strongest like record or history of just doing well in events and competitive matches and things.
Oh, we do see a triple set from Luke Tyler. No monsters. And it looks like heroes from Wayne. He does have the Vision Hero Ferris, discarding the increase.
Okay. At least opening well. Now staring down a ton of back row, which is intimidating and not ideal for heroes at all, but at least starting off strong.
Okay, so we have another wager in the chat. Dom the Kid says, if Wayne reverse sweeps, I will donate $100 US to Heinz Ketchum.
Dom, we're going to hold you to that if it
Wayne,
happens.
please, my dogs need to eat this month.
Where Heinz is from, in the small, teeny, tiny village of Canada, that much money could supply his family for a year.
It's true. I mean, I'm not denying it. Aren't you from Nebraska?
I am from
There's
Nebraska.
like 12 people in your whole state? What the?
Whoa. I'm from like one of 2 real-sized cities in Nebraska, okay? I live in real civilization, although much of the state is not.
What's a city in Nebraska?
There's 2 cities. There's Omaha and Lincoln.
Which one are you?
I am Omaha. We're like 450, 500-ish thousand, I think.
Dollars in the whole state?
Yeah, that's how much currency all of us have share combined.
Oh,
We just pass it around.
I see. Zarek says Heinz actually Brazilian? That's a lot of people.
That is true.
How many
I've
is a
seen Heinz
Brazilian?
before. He's Brazilian. It's a lot. It's more than a trillion. Well, it's actually, it's less than a trillion. I lied. More than a million.
Cool. Alright, Increase gonna drop that Ferris. So the Cosmic hit the Fiendish Chain, allowing the Ferris effect to go off. Vion gonna get a dump now. He's gonna take a dump right from the deck.
Good use of saving that Cosmic as well. Trying to bait out the Fiendish Chain rather than just making an easy play, which is to like blind Cyclone and say, hey, I hope I just remove a good option from him.
Yeah, I despise blind Cyclones. I can't stand it.
Really?
Yeah, that worst thing. Oh. I'm very, very happy.
No,
Wayne
Enrique, we know.
didn't
I had pointed out it was a good play for Wayne to not blind Cyclone, and then Heinz just pointing out that he is not a fan of blind Cyclones anyway.
It just tilts me every time. It's like, why would you do that? Like, at least make them burn a card before you start, hitting
Right.
stuff. Because they're not going to use their best card first, typically, unless they're like uber bad. And in that case, they've already used it anyway. I don't care if you interrupt my first play. My first play is never the one that matters anyway.
True. I think it kind of depends a little bit on board state and hands, how many back row you're staring down, and like
I of course am
how
talking
important having this play go through is.
strictly
But,
of blind Cyclones into triple back row.
right? Yeah, just like a
Like blind
just
Cyclone
like a,
on
who
one
cares,
back
I'll just
row.
do it. Yeah.
Floodgate trap hole.
Okay.
Mask
my
change, oh.
mask change.
Now, if that's a second floodgate, dodged.
Okay. He does have a malicious engrave as well. No, he does not. Well, he has one engraved, but he's already summoned out malicious. So won't be able to get to lethal, which is unfortunate.
Yes, you will. Mask
Unless he
change
has a second
number
mask
2.
change.
Now, if this is a floodgate again, it is.
Okay.
He actually had lethal if he had just chained both mask changes.
That's true. It's probably hard to tell But I mean, it is absolutely true. Now that being said, there's not a ton that could happen here that puts Luke in a winning position.
Yeah, I mean, that last card has to be Fiendish
Real
Chain.
good. Yeah.
And that card that Wayne just drew, that we're seeing a delay on?
Could be delay from Wayne or could be from Luke. Hard to say.
Nope, Celestial.
Does summon out Celestial, which now Wayne is able to see delays on his draw phase into main. So presumably that delay now was from Luke, since obviously Celestial's not going to show delay. So he knows he's not playing into a needle ceiling since something was live.
Yeah,
So at this point he's just going for it.
swinging it with the Anki as well. And
Mm-hmm.
Ballista Squad, that was going to hit the grave no matter what, and basically guarantees game for Wayne here, and not
That's
the
it.
10-0 for Luke.
That's it.
It's an 8-1
Rip the
score.
10-0.
It's anybody's
Guys,
game.
rip the 10-0, but there is still an opportunity for a 10-0. It could happen.
And not rip both 10-0s.
Fetty, he played into needle ceiling, but he could see a very clear delay from draw into main phase, and when he had 3 monsters, or when there were a total of 3 monsters on field. So, like, assuming Wayne can pay attention to delays, which, you know, at this point in his career, I would assume.
I assume that he can't because
he's not
his
really
eyes
playing
are
into a needle.
deteriorating. Because he's as old as the egg.
Wayne ruined Greg's match report.
Bummer.
It's not too often that you see a match report with all green on one side and all red on the other. Usually there's at least a little bit of a mix of those colors from side to side.
I'm very happy that Justify used a highlight my message and not a Heinz says, because boy, I'm glad I don't have to say that. Toxic.
Dang. I miss old Wayne, who used. Well, I mean, he just did it now. Granted, it was the correct play, and based on delays, it was the correct play. But I was gonna say I miss old Wayne, who would blindly swing into any back row, gave no hex.
I thought you were gonna pop
necessarily
into
playing-
like that Kanye thing. Like, I miss the old Wayne.
I mean that too. Straight from the go, Wayne.
Swing to back row Wayne.
I'm running out of lyrics I know off the top of my head for that one.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Sorry. We could have kept the train going, but unfortunately it's been a bit since I've heard the song. Alright though, we finally see another deck
couldn't
coming
write your own,
from B&P.
Are you musically inclined?
Meaning that, like, do I play anything, or am I a fan of music, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've played guitar since I was like 12, mostly just as like a hobbyist versus like a performing artist or anything, and then spent the last couple years kind of casually learning to produce as well.
Oh, very nice.
So, yeah. Do you play anything?
No, my girlfriend plays piano, my dad plays guitar. I meant to learn both and never did either. How it is.
And Heinz listens.
I certainly did. What?
Sometimes. Depending on who. I'm sure we could get the accurate report on that from his is it wife or girlfriend? I always forget.
Yeah, whatever. Wife, girlfriend, roommate, dishwasher, whatever you want to call it.
Fair.
Oh, fuck off.
Well, if it's wife, you could technically call her or start referring to her as your ex-girlfriend, which
That's true. Yeah,
You know,
that'll go over
is
well.
a great way to irritate her.
It's true. Oh yeah, we see Zane Truesdale coming through here for Luke. No skill activated at the beginning, so no heavy starter, no grit. Potentially going to be a Cyber Dragon deck from Luke.
Yeah, very likely a Cyber Dragon deck here.
I would say that makes sense as a pair, considering he would have expected the deck that he was going to lose to was likely to be Dark Magician, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So Cyber Dragon, a very strong counter.
Or alternatively, you can just not lose to Dark Magician, go 8-1, and then, you know, be here now when you're using Cyber Dragon versus Hero. That's the other option.
Oh, poor
Now, we
Murata
do know-
got nuked. Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say we do know almost all of the cards, at least on Wayne's side. We do know he added a Poly, so that's one of the cards in hand. We do know he's got some stuff like Malicious and Celestial in Grave right now. So we know most of Wayne's options. So based on that, Luke decides it makes the most sense to swing in with these increases in Grave, but not one on board, or maybe one on board. He's just going for it.
Murata, I actually can't even see it. So I'm sorry. You'd have to like DM me or something, and it's just so much problem. Cyber Twin Dragon. It's game, right? Yeah.
At his game, yep. Yeah, he was able to test out whether or not that was going to be a Sphere Karibo in hand from Wayne with those first couple attacks. Clearly was not, so he just went for it, man.
So theoretically, we have 2 chances at a 9-1 now.
We do.
One far more likely than the other. Of course, that is Wayne 9-1ing B&P. I also want to point out that there was actually some top-tier trash talk that I did see from our good friend Max K in the chat. So he said, not even Bricks and Potatoes and Chilla in a partnership would beat Divine. They are a combined 7-20 versus us.
Oh my gosh.
That's
wow.
You know what? There's some cocky things you can say, but I would say that is some top-tier flexing. I mean, those are 2 really good teams you could say that about, you know?
You talk that trash, brother.
Yeah, I mean,
you had a rip on that trash talk. I'm here for it.
And the best part is, it's already happened. What's he gonna do?
I know, it's like, dang, he actually, like, some trash talk is just, you know, like, oh, I would beat you, like, haha. But then other trash talk is like, hey, here's what happened.
It's also like, do you guys want any more salt for that wound? Like,
yeah, very much.
Jeez. And here we go. We finally have the Cristrons from Wayne. So the Spirit deck is all loaded up. He slapped it into his dual disc, and he's ready.
Here it is. Now Wayne, best known for, at least as of late, for using Cristrons. So this is his deck to make a stand on. This is the ideal anchor deck with the ideal anchor player for chilling with Chilla here.
And a strong opening.
Yeah, strong opening. Honestly, like, strong deck overall, right? Like, you know I mentioned the deck being ideal because Wayne runs it a lot, but also, like, SSA, well, not SSA, but Crystron in general, is a really powerful deck that can survive through a lot, grind through a lot. It's definitely a deck that you could run away with a lot of duels with if things kind of go your way and you play well.
Is it Fetty saying, I think Wayne bricked. Tom the Kid got that, with that clip. Oh, okay, I see. I understand now. I don't think we need to play it twice, but thank you. Thank you, Murata. And thank you, Dom, for that hard mod work, my guy.
Not bad, not bad.
Wait, no! Wayne lost! Oh, I'm not getting $100.
Oh, that's true. He did lose the duel.
I'm
It
sorry.
means guaranteed
I'm
no
sorry.
$100 from Dom.
Dogs gather around. Come here. Come talk to Daddy. I gotta explain to you why you're not gonna eat this month. Come here. And we gotta blame Wayne, okay?
Well, unfortunately, I think all of them except one gets to eat this month, if you catch my drift.
Oh, yeah, true. Cannibalism.
Hard times, unfortunately.
I mean, you know, this is what happens in a pandemic. We have, you know, this is our era of depression. I mean, it's the 20s again. Here we go. We gotta have a Great Depression, also known as my my teens.
More like eggs teens.
I mean, I was talking about my mental state, but you know, yeah, the egg. I mean, did they
Yeah, I'm
have
talking about
depressions
the
in the Stone
decade.
Age?
I don't... It's a good question. Can't really speak to the economic state back then. Although I'll tell you who can is the X69.
And
Ask him about it.
as we finally get him up the stairs in one of those chairs on the wall, as he finally reaches the top, he'll let us know what's going on. Back
True.
then, if they had economic depressions in the Stone Ages.
Yep.
I always hated those stair lifts. They always drove me up the wall.
Heinz. You're killing me.
Get it? Because literally, to drive up.
No, don't. I get it. Unfortunately, I get it.
It's top tier comedy. Guys, these guys thought they were coming in for competitive Duel Links stream. Nope, comedy stream.
Nope.
Pulled a sneaky on you.
There it is. Now, Wayne already here dropping a monster with an attack that is problematic for Cyber Dragons to have to deal with. Now, granted, they do have 3 sets, so there very potentially is a trap here. But just pointing out that, like, Crystons are, a deck known for dropping synchro monsters that are well above the 2100 threshold that Cyber Dragons would ideally like to keep things below.
And Wayne with a swift entry. Actually, you really take a look at the artwork on entry, and you really see the size difference between the Crystron tuners and the Crystron non-tuners. How big are Smyger and Fistburn and whatnot? These guys are like actual Power Rangers.
That's true. That's a good point, actually.
They're freaking Megazords or Droids or whatever. Zords? Zords.
Zords?
I think they're Zords. It's been a while since I've been on my Power Ranger grind,
Your Zord game?
Yeah.
Ooh, going into Black Rose. That is a power play.
I actually have no idea what I said that's got all these Kamabras, and usually it's intentional.
I actually don't know either.
2 concentrating currents. Wow. My boyfriend said I would have slept on the couch if I sent you $100, so I'm glad Wayne lost. You got a comfy couch? Like, Alpha Wayne takes the game, and it's 9-2.
Nice. Let's go. 9-1 incoming from Wayne.
Alright, strap in, boys. It's going to be a long one.
Yeah, we're just halfway, alright.
It's also what my girlfriend says, or no, wait. Okay, that's also what DK's girlfriend says to him. Strap in, because this is good. Strap on, because no, it's a pegging joke.
We got there. We got there eventually. The the road was a little bumpy along the way, but we made it.
That's what she said.
Haha. Got him.
Alright, so we still got Andy saying Grucius, R. McMurphy, and Masaryk for Wayne to claw his way to victory.
Yeah, if that is not one of the scariest rosters or lineups of opponents to be staring down, knowing that you were on your last deck, I don't know what it is.
Wait.
Those are like 4 players when like you're waiting to see who you're gonna be up against for the next round, like a Swiss tournament, and you're like, just please not Grucius, please not, or like please not, Andy or McMurphy or Mazza, any of them.
Andy saying, not that scary. I'm washed. Gru never finishes. Ew.
Andy showing up to drop some strong moral support in the chat for his team as they try and lock out this win.
I feel like the team themselves are fairly self-deprecating, just as a whole. I mean, they call themselves bricks and potatoes, so I don't think them saying nice things about each other is really all that common.
Yeah, it would be off-brand. Making sure to let us know his couch is too uncomfortable. And too small, unfortunately. Sounds like you just figured out what you could spend that $1,000 on.
Yeah, new couch. Actually, no, sorry. I think Monkey Boy misspoke. He meant spend that $900 on.
True. After
I just said 100 to feed the puppies. Poor little guys. The one's only 7 pounds. She's gonna just waste away. Ah, well. Oh, Raiden, Hand of the Lightsworn coming through. Mills, a Crystron Soul Fafnir, and a Forbidden Lance. Oh, Wayne's on the bottom now? What the heck?
Okay.
Alright, so he's got some Spicerinos.
Yeah, Wayne jumped off that table and back on. He said bottom's mine now.
Wayne
the main
is
spot.
a power bottom.
He said, you know what? That bottom is mine. And he took it.
Okay, my OBS mixed up. Also, who came in?
Crucius is the other player. Sorry, I was trying to figure out what you meant came into. I don't know if you meant chat or the duel. But yeah, Crucius is the opposing player running 30 card Destiny draw, likely going to be Sabers. Crucius known for being kind of the primary person who pilots a very high deck count Saber list.
You know, I was about to say that that's a potential for Samurai Destroyer on the board right there. Opts to yeet his Smiger off the board and go straight out into the Citri as Raiden mills another Sylphefnir and the Impact.
Yep, wants to make sure that he has got some solid protection and defense for the following turn.
And accurately predicted by Monkey Boy here, we have the Element Saber Molyneux with a triple set.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would say this for sure. I really hope Crucius loses just for that outrageously offensive Matt Sleep combo. It's gotten to the point where...
Is it that bad?
I can almost not hear what you're saying over how loud his sleeves are.
I mean, that's fair. Those are the new structure deck sleeves, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm not typically offended by the color yellow. usually a fan, but in this situation, I'm not a fan of the contrast. Yo, the herdsman, thank you for the follow.
I'll tell you, as long as it's not the pure yellow mat and pure yellow sleeves, I think it's a step in the right direction at least.
That's
That is
true.
by far the worst mat sleeves in Duel Links.
Forbidden Lance, yeah, I mean, not a fan of the piss mat for sure.
Yeah. Now that Neospatian Aqua Dolphin or whatever it is looking right back at Wayne and saying, "You said that bottom's mine, right?"
Come here, boy.
And that's why Wayne runs that mat, because he's attracted to that dolphin.
I mean, how could you not be?
Yeah.
How often have you seen dolphins with a chest and arm combo like that? Look at the shoulders on that dolphin.
That dolphin is freaking jacked. Let's call it what it is. None of you and Jack can argue with Heinz and I on this, alright? That dolphin is ripped.
It's a nice looking dolphin. And that's a Black Rose Dragon, the African-American Rose Dragon. Gonna
Now,
blast this board to pieces except for the
Could
biggest
be a
chance to grab
chain.
it.
Okay, here we go.
His Amatrix would have floated too.
Yeah, would have. I mean, that would have been a massive card to have been able to drop there. Likely game for one, just because Chris Runs can usually recover from Black Rosing himself pretty solidly. But even if it wasn't game somehow, like, just devastates the card advantage of Gru. But chain coming through, saving things. When you are staring down 3 back row from Saber, you can potentially expect a chain to come out. Or at least something to stop an effect. We got some come on bros in chat.
Yeah, I was about to
I won't
push that a
set it,
little
but
bit further. But then I was like, maybe I shouldn't. TOS and whatnot.
Yeah.
We live in a different era these days, but I remember, I think it was
True.
George Carlin said one time, it's not comedy if half the audience is laughing and half the audience is offended. Unless that's the case, it's not comedy. But
That's fair.
I was about to real push my limits on that, and I opted not to. 2 Black Rose Dragons?
Wait, no. There's no way.
He could be running Vermilion Dragon Mech. I don't know how he would manage this, but...
I mean, that or Sam Destroyer, right? To that point, though, I mean, this is clearly like a non-fully standard first-round deck. I mean, he is running See You Later, Here's the Skill.
Yeah, he does say see you later, the Black Rose. Now, I do wonder, is that Can you see
Ooh,
later
that's
tuners?
true.
Or synchros, rather? Do they have to go actually back to the hand, or can they go back to the extra deck? Because that would be kind of nice.
I would imagine they should be able to go back to the extra. I would like almost bet on it. I actually can't say I've played much you later or had that come up, but
Certainly not played it in a deck where I'm using. So Greg Ulator says they go to the extra deck. So this is his last chance.
to respond with anything, yeah.
I mean, that's some heavy spice. He does not run heavy starter, Wower. I know fairly well that he doesn't, just without even actually scrolling up and looking, just because Wayne and I talked about this, we both hate it. So,
Fair.
yeah, he's not. I scrolled up to check, and he's definitely not. Floodgate Trap Hole. Grucius, wise to Wayne's silly little tricks. See you later! Boing!
There it is.
It's high quality sound effects.
So
Sweep
tree
up the
going back.
production budget here. I can follow, thank you very much.
Unending. Gonna pop chain, and then gonna pop itself. Extremely large commitment here, but he really needs to get to that Alistair.
I mean, we have to suspect that the set from Wayne is going to be the Impact.
I mean, yeah, most likely, which makes that a pretty safe option to go into at this point, though I don't think we know every card in Wayne's hand, so could be something spicy coming out, Lancia maybe. Never know.
It's such your advantage, but does he have any level 3s in the grave? He does not. He has 2 Soul Fefnirs and a Raiden Them Panties, which is unusable by the Citri.
Gonna go into fire. Attempt to make a perk play here, which will be huge if it goes through. Likely will.
Here's Purga! Now, these guys saying the entry that's not in the grave, so that's pretty cool. And Amin says, kick that dog, please. Is -1 even here? I don't think we're allowed to kick dogs, man. Pretty sure somebody got banned off Twitch for that, too. Also just generally unacceptable. And Cocked is coming out, so a double fusion turn.
Okay. It's a very big turn. Gonna swing in for 14 here.
Oh yeah, why did Wower get timed out? What the heck?
Yeah, Zaid King, I was thinking that earlier as well. If he is able to drop Sam D, which he should be able to without losing all of his life points here. Though I guess not that he necessarily needs to, because... Well, no, actually he will need to, because Citus drops on board, so he will have to go into Sam Destroyer here. Which can't be attacked by either of these monsters.
For now, anyway.
Yeah, for now. Does go Sam Destroyer, will buy him another turn, though he is at substantially lower life points. Pressure on Impact going to reduce Casitus' defense to 0. Very helpful. Kurg will also drop to 2500 attack at the end of this turn, which does make it able to be destroyed by Sam Destroyer if there are no other monsters on field.
Wayne looks like he's got this doing pretty well here, actually.
Yeah, I mean, if he's able to make a push here, depending on what synchros he runs and what he has access to right now, he can potentially just steal the duel this turn. Actually, likely will need to steal the duel this turn because there would be another perk coming on the follow-up turn.
Another Citry. Here's Amatrix. Now all he needs is a monster, right? Monster in hand, the turtle can go off?
Yeah, literally any monster.
Amatrix going to needlessly put that Purgatory out of defense.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the Praziordal. That's going to be game right there.
There it is.
Oh, to himself. He's actually got some beef on him.
Nice.
And there we go.
Well
Lucius loses
done.
game number 1 versus Wayne.
Again, still coming in real hot on that, you know, 9-1 opportunity.
Yo, Vista, sorry about that. I don't know what symbols it was, but Nightbot does not like it. Nightbotsy.
Says no thanks.
The
Now
reverse
we
swoop.
may see a repeat here. Actually, we do see a repeat
Yeah, I
here.
was gonna say that's
Confirmed in
almost
team chat.
almost a guarantee on that one.
Yeah.
They sent
Definitely
it in
a deck you
as a
want to repeat.
counter.
Yep. Yeah, and although we're, you know, rooting for Wayne to continue getting some wins for the hype of the stream, of course, obviously you can't forget that BNP is sitting in a phenomenal spot right here. Like, they've got, up until a second ago, they had both their repeats. They've got tons of players and decks to still send in. Wayne is really going to have to play this incredibly well. And probably get a little bit of good luck, or hope his opponents get a little bit of bad luck as well, to be able to push through this many wins.
Yeah, definitely. I think he must have been fed up with the Gen X Undyne and controller clogging up his hand. Said, "F that! I'm gonna switch to Raiden and start getting some searches off." And Wayne wins! Oh my God! Just like that! I'm assuming this is gonna be, pretty sure that's just gonna be a repeat.
The worst
right?
use of a repeat.
It's just
Yeah,
like,
no, that'll
just restart that.
Yep, dual room issue. Players will just load back in, start the duel.
Imagine being so afraid of Alpha Wayne that as soon as the match starts, you're just like, "I'm out of here." Unplug the router, and he just dips.
Yeah, you just rip that Ethernet cord right out of the wall. Say, not today, Satan.
I assume this is going to be talked about in the team chats. I imagine that something that quick, it's just going to end up being just a restart.
I don't know. Chill is in the team chat asking if it's a shadow duel or not. Hard to say. I mean, that could be a possibility. Gifts is replying.
Gift says it could be
Ooh,
Groove
so-
responding, so it actually just could be a full
He says it
disconnection.
could be Gru isn't responding, Wayne isn't responding, or he assumes Wayne isn't responding either. So yeah, they might be dueling, actually.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that might have shadowed, unfortunately.
That'd be weird that we could get a win screen on a shadow duel.
Oh, Wayne said shadow.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to take a short break for nature then, and I'll just leave you to entertain the crowd.
Nice. Do you want to real quick fire up a street replay for us?
Sure, I guess, yeah.
Nice. Get some high quality content here.
Yo, Dom, thanks for coming through. Have fun with your match. I think, oh, it's Decade. Cool, here you go. Decade versus Mary. There you go, enjoy.
The real Decade. I guarantee. No, but everybody in chat, there are freaking 213 of you guys. That's crazy. Thanks for hanging out and watching me and Heinz. Always appreciate that. How's everybody doing? Also, do we have any preferred winners here at this point? You know, do you want, now that Luke Tyler unfortunately lost the 10-0 opportunity, do you want BNP to still just final nail in the coffin here? Or are you guys hoping for some hype on a comeback? Looking like a probably, I would hope, at least a little bit of an older duel here on this this replay, based on the deck choices that we're seeing here. But you never know. DK well known for running running this Master of Destiny and Desperado deck in 2020, so very much could be the real DK and a duel from just this last week. Just saw we got a new follow on Heinz's channel, so thank you. Shout out to that. Sir Carlius of Atlanta. Seeing some we want the Wayne comeback, Wayne reverse sweeps in chat. I mean, you gotta root for the hype, right? Like at this point, you know, B&P played it super well. Luke pushed through some, you know, some easy wins, through some really hard wins, and managed to set them up for an almost full sweep. You know, I would say based on that, they probably deserve the win, just based on, you know, who played it super well and how far they got with just one player. But you gotta root for the hype, you know? Forget who deserves it, forget who played the best. Let's get a really hype comeback, right? I want to see a 9-9. I want to see Wayne pull this back. I want to see a decisive match. So yeah, some people point out this this deck in chat as well. Some interesting, questionable. I don't even know if I'd say questionable, just interesting duels here, or interesting tech choices or build here. Mashup of a couple things. Neos Engine, Deep Grave. Can you check opponent deck? I'm not in control of the stream, so Heinz ran and made his bathroom break. But when he is back, I'll try and stop him before he clicks through, and we'll check out the deck. You know. Whoa, Xerix! I didn't say who I want to win at 9-9. I'm hoping both players lose. Oh no! Wait. Oh, did you replay, Heinz?
Yeah, I was just. You want me to check out the deck? I thought you were gonna ask me to replay it again. What are we looking at?
Oh no, you can. I think you should be able to end duel and still get back. So we're looking at Balance, Yami Yugi, Invoked, Neos Fusion with Deep Grave. Here's the new meta. Oh my, what? Hold on. Oh my god.
Yeah,
okay, it's worse than I
everything.
thought. I just saw the Shiras when you clicked it, and I was like, oh my god, like I didn't know that engine was also in this deck.
How about you don't
man
do that?
runs anything.
That'd be great. Thank you.
He's got the
One Neos
forget what it's called,
Fusion,
the Blast
one
Spider.
Spectral Sword. No Desperado. Blast Spider.
Yeah,
No
I was gonna
Desperado.
say, does he have anything to do with that Blast Spider, or is it just hanging out for the heck of it?
It's just a happy little 1-for-1.
Entirely one of spells and traps. Runs balance to guarantee that he gets, you know, one of each, but entirely no consistency there.
Yeah, that's something. Huh.
Huh. Well, there you guys go. You know, feel free to screenshot that and, you know, try the deck out yourself. Let us know how it does.
Blake
Post
saying
some,
that
your,
the Blast Spider is out to Necro Valley. As,
okay.
He can't Galaxy Cyclone from the grave because it's, you know, Necro Valley stopping it.
That's true. Now, he does also run an alternative out, which is to drop, you know, he can summon out Alistair, and then he'll have one of his 3 fire monsters in hand, so he could still fuse. He just can't necessarily get the invocation spell working to, you know,
He's got a
get
Raigeki
Alistair
break as
back.
well.
Oh, that's true. This guy's got tons of outs to Necro Valley. What are you talking
he's got
about?
This.
Man, he's got nearly 21 win condition. He's got 20. He runs Squire as a 2-up. Alright.
Let's go check out the Cubic Monster level 800 appeared. Oh my gosh.
There it is. I can tell you we're oh, wait.
9-4 score. The comeback is real. And we got Andy
The
saying,
comeback is
"Do you guys-
super real."
Do we need to watch that game, or should we just move right ahead into Andy versus Wayne?
That's your guys' call. I don't know, man. We watched, do we not? Well, we know who wins, but do we need to see how? how Wayne with Crystron beats Element Saber twice. I'm kind of curious.
I feel like if you've watched Element Sabers once, you've watched it enough.
That's fair.
Andy Sang versus Andy Wayne.
If we get some downtime, we will.
Yeah, next
go back
player
and
coming
watch it.
in, we'll just go back, slide
Yeah,
on into the
there's
replays.
a little bit of lag time. Do a sped up replay or something.
No, you can't do speed ups because it'll actually tell us too much about Wayne's deck. It'll tell you what he
Wait,
drew and
what?
everything. Because it comes up with
Oh.
a dual log right in the middle of the screen.
Oh, you're right. Okay, no,
Yeah.
that's fair.
It's
I was
really not
trying to
unfair.
process. I was like, how?
It's that's a deep game knowledge that you keep me around for though.
That is true. It's very true.
All right, so we have See Stealth Attack Crystrons versus See You Later
Ooh.
Crystrons.
Wayne says his game is still on the loading screen.
No, what is this?
We if you guys, I don't know if Wayne or Andy are listening in chat, but if anybody from those teams is, try and have them jump to another table. Because table 1 seems to be having some issues. Wayne says he has service just stuck on the loading screen.
It is a glitch that's been happening more and more recently, where you load into a duel and it just stays on the loading screen. It's not a disconnection; you just never connect, and it's been happening recently, like a lot. I noticed it a lot happening in the PCT this week. I noticed it in scrims and dual rooms. It's just it's truly a problem.
Yeah, that's a really kind of nasty issue. Trying to see if we can get some screenshots from Wayne.
Yeah, Wayne's saying he's gonna try to get the time in as well, just to make sure everything's on the up and up. Wayne's a stand-up citizen here, man.
Yeah,
he's
no, I
offering
do.
up. He's gonna hold up
I was
today's
just saying,
newspaper and.
I do know Wayne is, I believe, predominantly a mobile player, if not exclusively, similar to myself. So that actually makes it a little tough to get the time. But let's see what they can do.
Yeah, which is the opposite of Buns Draco, who is not a mobile player, in the idea that he doesn't have limbs, so he's very immobile.
Thank God we brought that back. I nearly forgot about it. I thought about it a few days ago, but did not remember it in the moment here. But that is true. For anyone who doesn't know, Buns Draco confirmed with no arms, however, does still have hands.
Now, one issue that I have with Wayne's screenshots here is that they are actually from an hour ago. It says 4:15.
Completely ignoring time zones. If it's not your time zone, it's not real.
That is a liberal conspiracy. It does not exist.
Yeah. Guys, maybe try and jump on a different table, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe. Also, Wayne has a text from Johnny. It says, "Okay, LOL." Might want to do something about that, Wayne. Reply to Johnny, please.
But yeah, I'm very glad that that is not how Wayne's potential comeback.
Okay, so Alex is
Answer.
actually going to create a new room.
Okay, that's fine.
And
I mean, that's fair.
I politely asked Wayne to reply to Johnny. That's actually Wayne's friend, as Sham says, is Johnny Sins. So that's I didn't actually know. Let's watch the replay in the meantime. Yo, Magikarp, you're a genius.
Ooh, that is a perfect opportunity for that.
Oh
Wow.
my!
Well
That is
done.
the brain on this man.
I know. I knew we'd have some time.
Change table. What are you talking about? Don't tell me what to do. Get out of here. I'll fight you. No, we're actually going to change rooms, Amin. So the referee is going to make a new room, and yeah, and that's about it.
Yeah, that should take care of the issue.
So Wayne opening up with the Thistburn self combo. Go on super speed? I can't, Chilla. I'm talking about this. God, chat is so dumb. No, if you go on super speed, it'll actually come up with the cards right here that Wayne has opened. Like everything he draws gets paused. Can you pause and explain every... Lick one.
Are we not going to pause on every card and do an in-depth analysis on all the possible options that could be, you know, responses and follow-ups? Yeah, chat letting us know they are confirmed stupid, as we have alleged, and have no idea what's going on. So, you know,
Alright,
stuff.
so these are cards. They are Yu-Gi-Oh cards. The picture is purely aesthetic. Now, there are things on the cards that do have intrinsic meaning. So the name is a way to identify one card from the other. Then we have the image on the card that is there for visual effect. And then down here we have what is called card text. Now, as you'll notice from the beginning of the card text, it says Machine Tuner Effect on this card called Crystron Citri. Now, these distinguishing factors mean that it is both a machine-type monster, which separates it from other monsters that have different types. A tuner is a monster that can be combined with a non-tuner monster, and that means that it can turn into a white card, not the race, that would be racist, a white card which is a synchro monster, not implying that white people are monsters, that's from a different point in history. Then it is a water attribute that is up top in the top. Hold on, I gotta hold up my fingers, see which one makes an L. The top right corner, and it has some scribbly bullshit on it. That's a different language. It means something. It probably means water or something. Nobody cares. It's not in English. It doesn't matter. Underneath that, there are two stars. The stars are what you see when I beat the sense into you so you actually understand this game, but also they're the levels that you can use. Oh, can I go to the room? Yeah, absolutely.
Beautifully done, though. That was probably the most... first off, let me just call out that I'm super glad we went back to basics and started explaining things from square one, because, again, chat has no clue what's going on. They barely know how to breathe.
Yeah,
I think it's important that we establish, like, what is this game we're playing, what a game even is, first off, and then, you know, start from square one. And then beautifully humorous. Chat also, similarly, has no attention span, so the jokes worked in there also continue to keep them engaged with the ha-has and the funnies, you know?
How did I delete Luke's 9-2? How did that even happen? Yeah, that's an interesting...
How did his 9-2 happen? Because he went on a crazy Shearer run. That's how it happened.
Well, no, I mean, it got just removed from the scoreboard entirely. All right, we got Andy Sang with the Manly Wang versus Big Brain Alpha Wayne.
Yeah, and we see a Mako Tsunami coming in. I'm probably about 2 seconds ahead of you here.
That's Andy Snag. That's a different guy. There we go. All right, Hazy got us with a clip for that. There we go. So now we all understand what Yu-Gi-Oh is.
Beautiful, Hazy. Thank you.
If we get some more downtime in the future, I will explain right from the bottom up what a game is and what it means psychologically and philosophically to civilization. So. Yeah,
that was the one thing I kind of casually, subtly referenced it, but I was a little upset about is that we didn't really establish what a game is in the first place.
I caught that, so I'll definitely be sure to talk about that in the future here, as we do see Wayne allow his Ryan Seacrest to go down to a turn 1 Amatrix from Andy Sang. So I guess he really doesn't want to burn his Powered in Zektron that early.
Not yet, no. You know, no big reason to yet. Just chilling for now.
Oh, Hazy in the chat here. He's one of our esteemed referees. I believe he is our head referee And he is also one of our broadcast managers. In fact, I think he's the head broadcast manager, so he broadcasts head. So he is talking about in the chat that he can win the clip champion role. Now, that is something that, you know, Team Wars isn't just for the teams. It's also for the viewers. If you hit the Team Wars Discord you get a link to the Team Wars Discord, what you can do is you can submit clips, and you can get the clip of the week. And you can get that whether you're a player or not. It's not just a team game, you know?
Yeah, jump in, enjoy the fun, make some clips, find some fun moments in.
It's not about fun; it's about winning.
That's true. If you're having fun, you're not playing Yu-Gi-Oh for the right reason. I recommend you quit.
Thank you. All right, so that's a pretty big turn there from Alpha Wayne.
That was a huge turn from Alpha Wayne. Samurai Destroyer is really the card you want to get to in this matchup, and you want to protect him at all costs. He is the biggest win factor in any kind of Crystron mirror match because he can just swing over things, stop the float like we saw there. And he's one of the bigger monsters in the deck as well.
He also appears to have a goldfish tank on either of his shoulders and chest. Not sure what that's about, but you like those goldfish bowls, so pretty cool that way.
No, he's a washing machine.
Oh, that's actually so cool. You know, he does look like Rotom Wash from Pokemon.
I mean, kind of. Not entirely wrong. But yeah, that's what he is. He's a mix between kind of like a Gundam and a washing machine. It's basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I suppose he could be a transformer. You know, got kind of the unfortunate end of the stick on what he could transform into. There's some that can turn into, you know, semi trucks or fire trucks or sports cars, and he's a washing machine.
Yeah, he really got the short end of the stick on that when he was at the back of the line when they were picking machines.
Yeah, and they said, you know what, you're gonna have to turn into this, and your job is to take people's dirty load all day. And then they said LOL, but they verbally said LOL.
Millennials.
I know. No, those are Zoomers.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Don't know what any of that means. I genuinely couldn't tell you what generation I'm a part of. No idea. I'm sure it's bad though. Yo, Hypebeast in the chat saying, speaking of Pokemon, Rip, Smogon, Duel Links, they will be back. Don't you be afraid, man. Or actually be afraid. Smogon will be coming back. They're just taking a short break. I think there's people going through school, focusing on competition in other games. What are those? LOL. And yeah, they're just doing some stuff. I know Resleen getting a behind-the-scenes look. She's spying on the ref team, getting some inside scoops. And she'll be back with more knowledge on how the seasons are run.
Yeah, and we got Magikarp in the chat here, hanging out, clearly staying active and up to date on the game.
See stealth attack flipping up for Andy Tsang. Now this is actually a problem card for Wayne to deal with here, as he does have access to the African American Rose Dragon, but a large portion of Andy's board will be remaining in play.
Yeah. Also, Wayne has lost his Sam Destroyer, which is another pretty large factor as well. As, again, kind of like I was mentioning, it's a huge kind of, you know, it's one of the more important kind of chess pieces in the game, or in the mirror match here. And losing that really sets you back quite a bit, especially versus something like now live Sea Stealth Attack.
Hey Heinz, send hi for Leo Meme and Derek K watching the stream. Yo, what's up? Happy birthday. I don't know if it's a birthday, but you know, I just assume somebody's birthday somewhere.
Now, one thing I will point out is that I do know that Wayne is considers himself to be extremely comfortable and confident in the mirror, and does feel like he usually should be able to win. And I guess we'll kind of, as we continue to see this play out, we'll see if that's the case and why that might be the case.
This is true. I mean, he is in a rough spot, though. I do think that in the mirror, the Sea Stealth attack deck is favored. And it's really for this reason right here, is these big momentum shift blowout turns that you can create with Black Rose Dragon are really hindered by a play like Andy just did, have the Sea Stealth attack, protect the face-up cards, be able to float into another level 5 or higher machine, and now that the Samurai Destroyer is gone, it's just such a problem. And now he has 2 level 5 or higher, and Wayne, I think, has an impact.
At least one for sure. Let me double check.
I think he searched out entry recently.
He's got 1 engrave, and then I think maybe search. Oh, yep, it is the. He grabbed entry, correct?
Sometimes I pay attention.
Not bad. Good job, Heinz.
Thank you. There it is. Chris drawn entry, meaning he has a tuner in the hand and 1 in the grave.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dog bark. I'll be back in a minute.
Pork. Yeah, but gonna drop a few tuners here, which gives him a ton of options between his now pretty well established grave and his pretty well established banish pile. Can pretty much go into just about any level that he needs to at the very least. Wayne is actually currently up 1 synchro monster, just in terms of like synchro count, I guess. But again, that Sea Stealth attack is going to be a huge kind of problem card. Swings into the level 2 Citri. Rion, going to summon out a level 2 from the banished pile. Little green turtle guy. Shuffles back into the deck.
And I like it. The Amatrix being able to reuse his Press Yordle is looking good.
Yep.
Now, Wayne is pretty much out of level 7 synchros.
Yeah, I was just about to point that exact thing out, actually. Yeah, the Black Rose and the Sam Destroyer are both engraved, so this level 2 on field probably not going to be putting in a ton of work, though could be used for some kind of follow-up next turn or something, maybe.
Now, if Wayne was running a Sea Stealth attack, you know what's actually kind of crazy? Is now this is going to be weird, and it doesn't make any sense in any normal match. But say, just bear with me, okay? So
I'm with you. I'm listening.
All right. Well, first off, Ed Freitas, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that very much. I say he was able to bring back that Black Rose Dragon. Say he was going to synchro out on his opponent's turn into a Vermilion Dragon mech, okay? Say that was going to happen. He chains Sea Stealth attack, and he takes that Citri, and he removes it from the field. It's gone. It's out of play. Now this Black Rose Dragon just gets summoned to the board, right? Its effect's negated. You use CU later, and you bounce that Black Rose Dragon that's been used. It's been used and abused. It's been spent and cast aside like a woman you picked up on a Sunday night. And you just put that and you put it right back in your extra deck for later.
A Sunday night, huh?
Yeah, because you don't get the high quality ones on a Sunday.
Not the weekend. Right? But all right.
If you're getting a girl that's got something to do on a Sunday night and like she's got nothing to do on Monday morning, the quality is not going to be the highest. You know what I'm saying?
All right, fair. Just had to call that specific detail out. But yeah, overall, very strong point.
Thank you.
Yeah, the potential bounce of a Black Rose into another follow-up Black Rose is a really powerful play. Not an option at this point anymore, but a very powerful play.
Sunday night, you buy them some Sundays, you feel me hazy. Smart.
Wayne does manage to buy himself another turn here, but I mean, really struggling. He's losing more and more outs that he has to SSA at this point, really.
Yeah, and I want to point out too that he was running Raiden, so you have to think: does he use Charge of the Light Brigade as well as a semi-limited? Does he have even Cosmic Cyclone to out? At this point, oh, this is actually even Aquarian is going to be kind of problematic here. Can't really even do anything with Aquarian.
Looks like he's going to go for it all the same.
I'm pretty sure that's all of his tuners as well.
Yeah, big investment there for sure.
I feel like Wayne is saying at this point, really, I just want to keep this going as long as possible, and I also want to try to use my entire extra deck.
True.
I think that's genuinely...
At this point, it's just like, screw it. Like, I gotta go for the play that I gotta go for, right?
Yeah.
See what he can do.
And the
And
scoop, he didn't get the
scoops
last
out.
one. And Andy saying, going to
Yep.
finish this match off. He wins for Bricks and Potatoes, 10-4 score, as Wayne did everything he could. The only player for Chillin' with Chilla to get so much as a win.
Yeah, that was a wild and crazy match. That was a huge tear from Luke Tyler. Very well played. Luke, especially to you. Big shout outs there. But GG's to both teams. But yeah, really just a runaway win.
Yeah, really, really beautifully done there from Luke Tyler. 9-2 is a fantastic score. I'm sure that he'll end up with a Player of the Week, and it really feels like we're just getting started. You know, we've only had like 4 other games so far this week, 3 or 4, something like that, and I think this is 4. But
Yeah,
semantics.
we did not have any, or not have a lot of Friday matches at the very least, and then nothing super early on Saturday. So yeah, tons more coming for you guys.
Yeah, we did have that. The very first match of the week was actually a midnight stream, and we had a new streamer last night, which was very cool. I can't remember his name. It was Elver, something like that.
Yeah, I forget it off the top of my head as well, and I feel bad, but he was fun for anybody who was there hanging out. I think that was actually maybe the second game of the week, though. I think there was a Friday morning one.
Was there?
For relative to NA times, at least. Yeah, I think. Oh my gosh, who was it? I want to say MY or My, that team, versus somebody else. Forget off the top of my head, but yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a couple this week that have happened, but still tons more coming.
Yeah, MY defeated Reflesia ID with a score of 10-7. I didn't put that
Yeah.
in, so...
That one snuck in.
Alright. Very neat. Alright, I gotta pay closer attention there. Anyway, guys, that will be it for us today. I want to give a big shout out to Monkey Boy for joining me. Thank you so much, Monkey Boy. And, whoops, there we go. And I'm going to leave you guys with Negdazap, a top-tier player. I'm going to hit a raid on that. And, Monkey Boy, do you have any last words before we go?
Not really. Just thanks to you as well, Heinz, and thanks to everybody for hanging out in chat. Go show Neg a good time in his chat.
All right. Well, thanks so much, man. And always a pleasure to cast with you. And thank you, everybody, for coming by. Congratulations to Bricks and Potatoes. And a good try from Wayne. He did everything he could. Try to put that team on the back. And there he goes. All right, guys. Enjoy Negdazap. Say hello for me. Peace out.